Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Monday Sound Stream. As if there's sound streams any other days of the week, but that's always the plan. If I ever get sick, I'm just going to live stream all week. Welcome, everybody in the chat. I hope you're all having a great day. I'm having a pretty good day, and I'll talk about that in a moment. But let me introduce the good old co-hosts, the co-anchors, the wonderful people we have in our voice chat. First of all, the awesome graphic artist, Ryan Darkclaw643.
We get ready for the buttload news this week because there's
Yeah,
a lot.
there is a lot of news. We'll cover some of it, but maybe not everything that happened. And then we got our other amazing graphic artist, the Fighter Kaus, also known as Jerry.
Hey, how's it going? I just barely made it. I got lost playing games.
I mean, for how many times I've shown up like 10, 15 minutes late to your streams, it's all good.
That's true.
I'm never on time. Anyways, I hope you all are doing good out there. I got a huge delivery today, which is not in the room because I tweaked my back cleaning, and so I can't lift it on my own. It's my Super 7 Thunder tank. So
That's out because I know
Mhm.
it's so weird because I seen other people report that apparently it's on like a lot of other stores like Best Buy and such like that.
So apparently, all the stock that was going to Super 7 directly got delayed because of shipping things. So mine finally showed up, even though other people got it like a couple weeks ago or something. But mine is here. It's sitting in the other room. It will get reviewed. I will do a whole in-depth review on it, which should be pretty fun. It's also going to be a complete nightmare. So good 2-for-1 special there.
How big is it again?
Let's see. The actual box on the end of the box, it says the carton size is 80.5 by 60 by 36.5 centimeters.
My God.
It weighs about 30 pounds, and I got carton 53 of 2,437. So if anyone's wondering why this thing was $450 2 years ago, it's because they only were able to sell 2,437 of them. So that's why the price is high sometimes on these things. Blue Baron, we will talk about the Digimon Ghost Game English dub. It's in the queue of news. There's a lot of news. Anyways, I do want to do some shout outs to everybody in the chat before we get too far ahead. I'm not going to take as many questions on the upfront because I usually do that to kind of roll through things. But what we might do is try to let's see if we roll through the news pretty good, and then we can just Q&A for the end of it. Just cause, oh god, why is Big Bad Toy Store telling me that Thundercats figures are coming out later this year? Stop telling me that. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, so the Thunder Tank's here. Yeah, it took 2 years to come out because I ordered mine the day it went up, which was like February of 2021. So it's finally here, and I'm very excited about it. So, on that note, let's do some chat shout-outs. Do you want to do it, Ryan?
Alright, so welcome to the chat. Blue Baron, Zeltrax, Mateki T, Brian, spelled Spin Dash, Smith the Crow, Kaus, Cyclos, and True Hellfire Gaming.
Awesome. I'm just going to roll through anything that's not on our normal list. Smith the Crow asked about the Big Die X from X Bomber for the Modroid. I saw that. I thought they're a little nuts for making it, but I gotta appreciate that. Brian says he got Time Force Blue on the Pulse sale. I'm gonna wish you the best of luck. I got Blue Centurion at Target yesterday, also known as Dale. Mine had all the parts. Eva's antenna's not even bent, so maybe the early batches had that, which again never should happen in the first place. But that weird rash of people not getting their Blue Centurions with all the pieces, hopefully has run its course. I don't know about Time Force Blue. I was on the Pulse sale this morning and I ordered some stuff, but I kind of looked at Time Force Blue and I was like, no, I don't want to spend that much on you. But hopefully that happens. Yeah, Mezco Batman. I think I saw that he was like in stock on the Mezco website, and I was like, wow, that finally happened. Sometimes toys like take 2 whole years to come out. It's crazy. Muteki T mentioned Toy Biz coming back. Yeah, some guy bought the trademark.
Yeah, it was that someone bought the trademark, so it's not really Toy Biz. Toy Biz.
Yeah.
It's.
And then Brian says that some targets aren't accepting Hasbro returns. That wouldn't surprise me because like having to deal with this many things coming back at them is major problem. But yeah, I think that's about it for just like precursor stuff, because I do want to get rolling on some of the news. And first things first, channel updates. This is where I promote my own stuff on my channel.
What came out last week? Sound out.
Last week we had the review of the SH Figure Arts Commander Geats Magnum Boost form, where I realized I spent like almost half the video on just the part swapping section of it. But yeah, there's that. We also had this cool disc discussion, went back to a traditional disc discussion format, with just in general, like, let's just do a broad topic. It's not Toku related. It's not, the future of the industry. Let's just talk about this stuff. So that was a really fun one, and people seem to really like that.
Question about the Matrix DVDs. Which did the 4K one include the Enter the Matrix cutscenes, or was it only the Blu-ray?
It was only the Blu-ray or the single 4K. It's the 4-pack with Resurrections doesn't have it.
So yeah, it's just the movies.
Yeah,
the main
it's just
4
the
movies.
So welcome to the chat, Andreas. I hope I'm saying these names right. I apologize if I ever mispronounce a name. General thing, if we ever mispronounce your name, just tell us.
Tell us.
We can take it. Anyways, Brian did ask, did you like Matrix Resurrections? I loved it. Now this comes from somebody that did not like Revolutions at all. I actually really don't like that movie. I love The Matrix. I actually kind of enjoy Reloaded's action sequences a little bit more. But I did not like Revolutions. I thought the complete structure of that movie was a giant mess, and I wasn't happy with the ending. So, so Resurrections, like I appreciated not only getting what I felt was a more satisfying ending to like the characters, but also I really did enjoy Lana Wachowski venting her problems with Warner Brothers in the movie made by Warner Brothers, because I appreciate stuff like that.
I think that's my favorite part of the movie. The rest of the film, I personally think it's like all right. I never been into the Matrix movies, but like I think that part where with Neo, that part where Neo was it's the quote unquote real world, like talk about the Matrix and that's my favorite part. I think it's like a really great character study / like kind of, I don't want to say like a pure event piece, but it's a good like analysis of how the Matrix films are viewed from different people to people and stuff like that. I really love that part.
I agree that and Brian mentioned, why does this story feel like a memory, is a line that really sticks out to me. I agree. There was some really good dialogue in Resurrections. A lot of really good stuff, and I did like a lot of the visuals, like when they were stepping through mirrors. That was really cool. Andreas mentions the action in Resurrections wasn't great. What was it? Somebody from the original movies didn't come back, and I think it was the stunt choreographer. Like they didn't. I don't know. The action was like probably the weaker part of it.
Speaking of movies, thoughts on the Mutant Mayhem trailer that just came out? Like the teaser trailer. If you've seen it.
Oh yeah. The Mutant Mayhem. Before that, I'm just gonna answer a couple more Matrix related questions so I don't deviate too far. I had LPH. Welcome to the chat. I did not play Matrix Path and Neo because it wasn't on a console I had at a time when I was old enough to play a game like that. Because I was a good boy. I didn't play mature rated games till I was 17. Let's see. Yeah, Smith the Crow. I kind of agree with that. Yeah. Smith the Crow said. For Matrix, the first one's a classic. The second one's pretty good. The third one is mediocre, and the fourth one falls in between Reloaded and Revolutions. And it's a perfect, apt description I
Or if
think
it-
Matrix, Indiana Jones, and Jurassic Park are 3 franchises that the first movie is so damn good, none of them will ever top
mm,
it.
Lawrence Fishburne did come back for the fourth one. Yeah, he's too busy being the Beyonder.
I mean, not Lawrence Fishburne didn't get asked back, and that's the problem. Is they didn't even ask.
Really?
Yeah. Because the thing is that well, here was the issue with Lawrence Fishburne.
First of all, welcome to the chat, Donnie Pearson.
Welcome to the chat. As I'm knocking figures over on my desk because I just keep waving my hands dramatically. Lawrence Fishburne didn't get asked back because they wanted to keep the problem with the storyline of the Matrix is because and I guess this is spoileries if you guys care. Sorry, if you are getting spoilers on the Matrix, we're just gonna go for it. I'm gonna switch cameras to me since I don't need to keep screen sharing my videos. The problem was that Neo and Trinity were inside the Matrix at the end of 3, and Lawrence Fishburne's Morpheus, he was outside, and everybody outside aged up because there's a time skip like in the real world, and so like that's why like Jada Pinkett Smith is like super old in the movie. So Lawrence Fishburne's Morpheus died, between movies, and so then the Morpheus that's in Resurrections is a different one, which still could have probably been played by Lawrence Fishburne. I don't know exactly why they were like, we have to get a different actor. But I mean, you can put Dual Mateen in any movie, and I'll be happy. But the thing is that the other wrinkle in it is because they said, oh, hey, everything for Matrix is canon, including Matrix Online, where the main storyline of that was never concluded was who murdered Morpheus. So I think that was like I think it was a mistake. I think they should have just gotten Lawrence Fishburne and wrote it in some convoluted way. I think that would have been better. But
Lawrence Fishburne needs to sing more. Yeah, that man has a beautiful singing voice.
If anyone wants to hear Lawrence Fishburne sing, go watch Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur on Disney Plus. I just caught up last night. I love this show. High recommendations. Andrew mentions Yuen Wo Ping didn't come back to choreograph the action in Resurrection. That sounds about right. I think that's what I heard. Brian mentions that he saw No Way Home in theaters 8 times. If Matrix 4 wasn't on HBO, I wouldn't have made time for it. I didn't go see it in theaters either, because the thing is even if I was excited for a movie, that year where they were putting movies on HBO Max the same day they're out in theaters, I would just stay home and watch it on
this
Max.
is comfy to stay at home and watch.
I was like, I wanted to see Dune, but I watched Dune at home, I watched Matrix at home. I went out. I didn't go out for any Warner Brothers movies. I stayed home. I only went out for like Universal movies. Like I think that year was Fast and the Furious or something. But
and then there was a 1D. Was it 1D 84? I'm assuming you watched in HBO Max.
I watched that at home too. Yeah, Suicide Squad. I watched at home. Like I didn't go out if they were same day. Because I mean it was also like bad times to go out. Yeah, Godzilla, Mortal Kombat, same thing for me too. I will go see Doom Part 2 in theaters, though, because I'm so freaking excited. But that's besides the point. Yeah, I actually, Smith the Crow brings up a good point. He said he saw Matrix Resurrections in theaters because wanting to see a Matrix movie in theaters. I never saw any of them in theaters because they all came out like, God, I was like 5 to 8.
What was it? The first one was
1999, right?
Or 1998, 1 and 2.
99. I remember that.
99. I was 4.
I was 10.
I was 1.
Yeah, like I wasn't seeing Matrix movies in theaters. I was too young. I would have done it, but when it's
when did the last one came out?
Resurrections.
The one before Resurrections.
Well, the third one.
Yeah, the third one.
Like 2000. I was in high school, so it'd have been like.
Let's
6
go to
or 5.
IMDb right now.
Yeah.
As I mistype Matrix. Let's see. So the first Matrix was 99. Reloaded was 2003, and Revolutions was. Oh, that's right. They were the same year.
Wait, really?
Because
Yes.
they filmed Reloaded and Revolutions back to back.
Yeah, I was a freshman in high school. All right.
Yeah. So I was 4 when the first one came out, and I was 8 when the second 2 came out. So I was not old enough to watch Matrix in theaters. So
It sounds a good boy. He doesn't go watch.
Yep.
They already are, right? Weren't they?
They were all rated R. Even though they're not like super heavy on.
They're not really
language.
lewd or anything like that. Yeah.
Yeah, they're heavier on violence.
Yeah.
Even Resurrections didn't have that much language, even though it's a more modern film. There's a there's a great F-bomb dropped by Trinity in that movie that is like seared into my brain forever.
Mateki T. So the video is canon. Does that mean Neo fighting Johnny Smith is in the PS2 games canon?
I remember that.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know where Path of Neo fits in the canon. I know that Enter the Matrix and Online are canon though.
All right, so
I like how this became the Matrix cast. This is great.
So I guess segueing to about movies, yeah, the Turtles Mutant Mayhem trailer. What do you think of it?
Oh, I saw
Animatrix is canon. It's actually like most of the important backstory we never saw. Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. Let me just pull up Blake Darkon's article here. And while we're talking about Ninja Turtles, if y'all didn't see, because sometimes it comes across different feeds, on the channel last week I posted a new Ninja Turtles video. It's a YouTube short. The picture here shows the animated Zog because for some reason YouTube won't let us change thumbnails anymore on shorts. Anyways, but I reviewed the Mirage Comics Zog, so if you guys want to see a 1-minute review of a figure, go check that. Go check that out. But let's talk Mutant Mayhem. I should have just made this a topic. So Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem trailer came out, and I like it. What do you guys think? I really like it.
The art style looks great. I just really love just how influenced the Spider-Verse has really been to the animation industry. I think one thing I'm very interested in terms of the film, just seeing this incarnation of the Turtles, is actually having young teenagers, like teenage actors, playing the Turtles. It's like finally kind of thing. It's like it's so interesting. It took to this year to have actual teenagers play the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I like how essentially they're very written to be more younger teenagers. Like I always feel like more like the other incarnations of Turtles had them more like middle age or late teens. So it's not because even like stuff like Rise or 2012, they're definitely, I feel like they're more in the middle, like 16, 17, and not like 14, 13, 15 kind of age here.
I was gonna get a nice screenshot of the 4 of them because I think their designs are great.
I'll definitely say because we've seen these designs from like the packaging art, from the the promo market, from the style guide stuff, from the toys and such. I think these designs work so much better in animation because your data, the renders they had are really bad. That happened with Rise, so I'm going with both. Where the market, the style guide art, it just does not match the actual animation of the show's movie.
Real quick, Jerry, what do you think of the designs of the Turtles?
Brian, I called you Brian instead of Ryan. Ryan said a lot what I was going to say already about them actually looking like teens. Particularly Donatello actually having glasses, though. I like that.
I like it here more than the Bayverse turtle design, because I think the problem
looks like a teen with glasses here.
The
I don't know.
The Bay turtle design were very busy, which is I think because I don't mind Donatello glasses. Like I know some people are really against it, but I think it just everything else was the problem of the Bay turtle designs. Then
exactly.
Having glasses.
They're like teenage bodybuilders.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know how I feel about the look of everything else. The Turtles themselves are fine to me, oddly enough.
They're going with a very this is very style, because even compared to Spider-Verse,
it's definitely
It honestly is which honestly I don't mind because it kind of feels very accurate to very Mirage era Turtles, where every kind did feel that kind of grunge. Not everything looks like clean, because I see. It's kind of sad because there are some really, really, really awful. I haven't seen.
I was gonna say, let's just roll through some character designs. I'm not digging Splinter.
I think honestly with Splinter, just take it with the fro. And I think
the fro is throwing me off. So the thing is so Splinter's voiced by Jackie Chan. That's a great get. The voice cast in this movie is kind of amazing.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
my thing I think with the Splinter is I don't think the fro fits the voice. I mean, we haven't heard the voice like really,
But you
but
know
knowing
exactly.
Jackie Chan's voice, I don't know. The character design doesn't seem to match.
Yeah, like yeah. I think because honestly, to take out the fro is your
Yeah,
almost like '80s era Splinter design.
the fro is throwing me off. You chat. What do you think? Fro or no fro? I'm a no fro. I would prefer this without a
If it
fro.
wasn't Jackie Chan, I'd say Fro. But if it's Jackie Chan, no, don't.
You
What
know what? If he how do I say this without?
somebody's revving up against the Fro outside.
I was Mateki T, yeah, Jackie Chan Splinter, yeah, hell yeah, but Jackie's Chinese and Splinter Japanese. I mean, we don't know if this is Hamato Yoshi Splinter or Rat Splinter, so it doesn't really matter.
I will also add that when it comes to Hollywood casting, and this is just an industry thing, and the thing is, everybody, authenticity casting is great, but with Hollywood, let's just applaud when they get an Asian actor to play any Asian character. Like, a black actor to play a black part, an Asian actor to play an Asian part. That is progress for Hollywood. Because if we got into specific, especially when you start casting like Hispanic and Latino parts, it's like,
I know that's true. We've
yeah.
had Puerto Ricans play Mexicans and vice versa.
Oh,
And I'm
totally.
like, well, at least
what is it? Miguel O'Hara's like part Mexican, part Irish, and
Irish.
It
Yep.
took
Oscar
wait, it
Isaac
took
is Guatemalan. Okay, it's not,
isn't like the only Hispanic actor to ever play Miguel? Was it Ultimate Spider-Man? Or because
before Oscar Isaac, yeah.
Yeah, it was. I think it was also Spider was actually played by a Hispanic actor because tried to mention it was Dan Driva, which is like that doesn't fit at all. No, not Dan. Dan Gilligan. That didn't fit at all. And then next was Christopher Daniel Barnes, and that voice fit, but he's not Hispanic. So yeah, I think it was also Spider that finally had a actual Hispanic actor play Miguel.
It's just like I like Will Friedle as Will Friedle as Jaime Reyes Blue Beetle, but I prefer the Injustice voice and the Young Justice voice.
Yeah, Andy Del Rio. Andy Del Rio is probably my favorite.
Yeah.
Jaime voice actor. I do like his action / Dikamu. I'm pretty sure he played him in Dikamu also.
He did.
Voice.
So the thing is that like, and the thing is too is and it just comes down to like casting. It doesn't. It's less so. I say Hollywood too, but like Everything Ever All at Once stars Michelle Yeoh. Michelle Yeoh's from Malaysia. Her character is Chinese. But the movie is co-directed by a Korean man. So when it comes down to it, your casting is going to be who fits the part best, but Hollywood really likes its categories of age and race and everything like that. They do love their categories because it makes casting easier. Because the thing is sometimes it could be very hard to go, all right, I have a movie where our movie has, a person who is between 35 and 40 is from East India who has, I don't know. The farther you get in this, it makes me sound bad, so I'm not going to say it. But like, basically, if you try to fit somebody's age, race, religion, and like sexuality all into one casting, you're not going to be able to find people because it gets a little too specific. You have to get kind of broad strokes in casting, and the important part comes down to the writing and portrayal more so than who's playing the character.
Mm-hmm. And like, to be fair, when it comes to like, Splinter is totally Japanese, no matter if it's Hamato Yoshi or just the rat. When it comes to this race, when it comes to race and race and stuff like that, like for example, like I think it was Zach Shock who said it, but like just because there's we got a black person doesn't automatically mean they're Afro American, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So it's like all that stuff.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that so I don't know how this is being a culture thing. The fro they've drawn gives him more. This is where I'm going with this. The fro they've drawn him gives a more. It gives him kind of a vibe that he should be played by a black actor, just based on like physical appearance, because that's the kind of fro you would see associate with a black character. And so him being a rat, of course, he's not human, but like that's the kind of like visual similarities. So it's just kind of like one of those things where it comes down to it, like, I think Jackie Chan playing this Splinter doesn't click in my brain yet. It may work in full production. We talked way too long about Splinter. I'm going to get somebody else pulled up here. Because I do have a problem with casting here.
I mean, to also be fair, is Hoon? I don't think is Hoon Lee and Eric Bauza. I don't think they're Japanese.
Eric Bauza is Hispanic.
He's Hispanic.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure. I can't find if Hoon Lee is specific Japanese or he's from another, or is he from another? Is he's like another Asian?
Very few Asian actors have actually played Splinter. I think it's just Mako and Jackie Chan. Yeah, I think it is. Anybody correct me if I'm wrong, if Mako and Jackie Chan are the only two Asian actors playing Splinter. And also when this comes to voice roles too, it's important to make sure that like diverse actors get voice roles because they have a harder like uphill battle. But in animation you can play anybody. The TMNT Al Shadow's video game, he was played by an Asian actor, and Smite, he was played by an Asian actor. So he was in Smite. Because there was a Turtles collab in Smite. Interesting.
But yeah, Splinter's been played. It's not a majority. Majority of Splinter's actors are not Asian. So, but
in terms of race bending, because I'm going to get to the subject matter, Bebop and Rocksteady are going to be voiced by Seth Rogen as Bebop and John Cena as Rocksteady, which Seth Rogen's producing the movie, so of course he's in it. The thing is that I did see some people bring up, Bebop has usually been portrayed as black before his mutation.
Like I think every incarnation of Bebop is black. Sure. Yeah.
So this would be the first time. I think it'd be the first time white actors played Bebop. Or
Barry Gordon.
Oh yeah, that's true, Barry Gordon.
His original voice actor. So you to be fair, his original actor was white. But...
I guess we'll see if they may change the character design too. But we'll see how that goes. We may not even get their human forms, and it's all a moot point. I like the trailer, but we need to get to April.
I love I love people saying like, "Oh my God, John Cena is in this movie. It's in TMNT." And like, he was already Baron Jackson in Rise before he got replaced by Roger Rick Smith. But still,
yep, they had John Cena kind of. I don't know. I felt like John Cena was stunt casting in Rise, but yeah.
Well, I will definitely say Roger Rick Smith may. It's one of the things where it's like, if you didn't tell me he was replaced by Roger Rick Smith in season 2, then like it's one of those things I couldn't notice because.
Yep.
I think John Cena did have a fine performance in Rise, but I think Roger Craig Smith brought more Baron Jackson's character in season 2 out. So I guess one of those arguments. But yeah, April, I have seen some very disgusting comments.
So I already prepped the internet bunker like a couple months ago when the Spider-Verse trailer came out and Spider-Woman was black, and I was like, cool, I'm gonna prep the internet bunker for people being terrible. All right, I don't have a problem with this April design. I don't actually have any problem with the casting. I don't have a problem with this because I am one of those Ninja Turtles fans, as Jerry can attest because we've talked about this before. Yeah. I am very highly of the opinion that April was not intended to be white in the original comic.
No, because especially since it was a black and white comic, it's one of those things where I've been seeing some gross discussions about April because it's both racist but also kind of body shamey because if because every comment I see is like, oh my God, why did they make April like a short stack, like chubby, like
I think they don't realize because she's the only human we've seen, that is the art style.
As one, the art style, but also God for sakes, not every single April needs to be like a supermodel like for God's sakes. It's like,
although the picture I put in Skype is how I was hoping they'd go.
Well, because I always find it's even weirder because like we already had like not because we go to the discussion of April, like Mirage April being originally probably supposed to be black, but also it's like we have Rise April, Like
Yep.
we already had
We've done
April.
we've done it before. Zeltrax says, April is intended to be mixed race according to Eastman and Laird. I believe it. I mean, look at the artwork. Like, if you ignore like the way that she was colored on some of the covers and such, if you look at the original black and white artwork, without me going over and pulling it off the shelf, she was not drawn to be a red-haired white woman.
She had like a fro, like she kind of had a black woman fro of that
Yeah,
era.
she did. In the first cover that she appeared on in color, she's got very mixed race skin. Like she's got a darker skin tone that kind of implies mixed race, and we don't really see her parents much in the comics, so it's not future
By the
explored.
way, speaking of how she looks in the comics, you see why I put Simone Missick in the Skype chat? Because that's how she looked in the comics.
Yeah,
I was hoping for that. I was hoping for that, I'll be honest.
I think that this is going to be one of those
Granted,
cases.
Simone Missick is nowhere near a teenager. I mean, that's
the other thing too, is I'm wondering how old April's supposed to be here.
Because people say she's a teenager, but they didn't say anything about her being a teenager in this film.
Because the thing is, because we didn't get enough of it yet.
You don't know.
So
she could be an adult there.
Yeah, she could be an adult. She could be a teenager, because we've had a lot of teenage Aprils lately, but adult April is more traditional Turtles.
Yeah, it's true.
It's just one of the things where it's like it's hard to tell because the art style is very stylized. So you could just say because if you look at the bank robbers or the crooks, they're very like hyper stylized, ugly looking people.
LPH and Blue Baron both point out that every version of April has a different design. It's true. I like it. It's like my favorite part of Turtles. Every time they reinvent it, I'm like, ooh, what's April going to look like this time?
I mean, that's the thing that pisses me off about. Because especially, I think it's like this is the first time I noticed people are like going on a 80s April design, and I get it. People are attracted by 80s April, but like, it's one of those, for God's sakes, this franchise is almost 40 years old. We have how many incarnations of April O'Neil?
Yep. We do not need to keep defaulting to the one that had the worst writing.
Also, it's like people keep bringing up like, oh my God, it's like, why is she just like a newscaster? They talk about like, oh, why couldn't he be like the Richard and be like a newscaster? Technically, the Richard was a computer scientist, not a news reporter.
Yep.
You want to be like, it's one of the things where this is, I feel like this is kind of the problem of Nickelodeon pushing so much the 80s in the front of people that like that's what people know the most.
It's the same problem with Mighty Morphin Power just getting pushed so hard by Saban that people don't remember anything else.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to cut off our discussion, but we do need to get rolling. Yeah, we got a lot of news.
But I think overall, Mutant Mayhem definitely looks. I think I was very worried about the film, but seeing this trailer definitely gives me a lot more hope for it.
As someone who is here for the Spider-Verse bad guys Puss in Boots era of animation, I'm all for it. I'm excited. I do want to point out that Maya Rudolph is playing a character named Cynthia Utrom, and that sounds like the goofiest thing possible, and I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Rudd is playing Mondo Gecko. Do I keep winning? Because I feel like I keep winning.
I know a lot of people were really excited for. I can never pronounce his name.
Giancarlo Esposito as Baxter Stockman. Yes, I actually met Giancarlo Esposito at a convention. Super nice guy. Super nice guy who always plays villains. Same with Tony Todd. Him and Tony Todd are like two of the nicest people, yet they're also like the scariest people when they're on TV.
Yeah, I know people recognize him from his work on. It was Breaking Bad. He was like, what was it,
Breaking Bad, and then later Better Call Saul. He's Moff Gideon on The Mandalorian.
But he's done quite a lot of voice work.
Yeah, done a ton of voice work. Guy's been doing it a lot.
Was he was in Cyberpunk Edge Runners, which is like the most shocking casting. I was like,
he was the high profile casting of Cyberpunk Edge Runners, and he was great. He was so good.
Especially since that's his only dubbing work from my scene of his portfolio. So it's like honestly impressive how well he adjusted to it.
So going through the cast, the four turtles are all basically unknown young actors. I think they sound good.
The most well known is Leonardo's voice actor, voiced by Nicholas Cadu. He's I think the current voice of Gumball, Amazing World Gumball.
Yeah.
He's done like a lot of work for the
One of them was in The Walking Dead. That was something. Oh, hey, that image finally showed up. Anyways, Io Idabiri as April, I think she's great because she's really talented. Yeah, so Ice Cube as Superfly, awesome. Natasha Demetrio, I don't know that actor very well, but Wingnut is in a movie. That's pretty great. Rose Byrne as Leatherhead is like It's like God, who was it that voiced Clayface in Lego Batman? Kate Micucci.
Kate Micucci.
Yeah, it's
Oh
like,
God.
why not? Just
Well,
go
well,
nuts with it.
Well, that's the
When
thing.
we told Kyle that, or Double R, he
Well,
flipped his lid.
that's because I'm curious. Is it gonna be? Is that just like a gag casting, or is it like it's like a female? Is this gonna be like a female letterhead?
No, you should have been there.
You have to tell me more of the story later. Adding to that, Post Malone as Ray Fillet is definitely your stunt casting. Sort of get an audience, and it would not surprise me if Post Malone did a song for this movie because he's in it as Ray Fillet. I also wouldn't be surprised because he did a song for Spider-Verse, and
he's got to be in Across the Spider-Verse.
I also noticed a bunch of people showed up in the chat. Thanks for showing up. We're rolling through news, so I'm not going to stop too long on this. But we've been talking Turtles.
I really do appreciate them getting actual teenage actors for the Turtles, because a lot of times you think they'll just get all the big stars.
I appreciate they look unambiguously like teens.
Yeah.
I appreciate all the Turtle movies getting mostly voice actors, or like voice actors for the films. If you think about it, like. I mean, was it TMNT? Was it Eastman Lair fought Warner Brothers to get voice actors to play the Turtles?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah, they would do that sometimes. SSJ4 Jason, Storm Collectibles or Storm Connections? Storm Connections. That's the Naruto game, right?
If that's the new
Naruto game. I keep thinking Storm Collectibles because my brain's just going, toys. Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm Connections. I think it looks great. I love the Ninja Storm games. I'm glad that they're kind of doing a, let's throw them all together, connect them all together, throw in some new stuff. I'm excited for that.
We're getting both a new Naruto Storm game and a Dragon Ball booth, I think, actually. We're back in the late 2000s.
All right. Woo! We're moving news topics. Let's talk about Jennifer Coolidge. Because I just wanted to talk about this. This made me very, very happy. So W Magazine did a director's issue every year where they take a director nominated, usually for the Oscars, and tell them to direct a photo shoot with a famous actor. It happens once a year. This year's was the Daniels, who directed Everything Everywhere All at Once, doing a Jennifer Coolidge photo shoot inspired by Tokusatsu.
Oh my God.
And it is probably my favorite thing that has come out this year, and I just want you all to see it, and we're going to appreciate it, okay? So here's the cover, because Jennifer Coolidge, it was funny, I showed these to my mom. My mom was like, is Jennifer Coolidge like, oh, the Daniels did great with Everything Everywhere All at Once. Can I be in their next movie? Like, this feels like maybe she was like, I should make connections with these guys. Anyways, this is the cover, which is just amazing.
Even has the classic Toei blue sky and hills in the background. Yes. I love it.
The headline here is Jennifer Coolidge will destroy you.
That's what you're talking about.
Yep.
I saw that on Reddit. I was like, that's so awesome.
It is. The actual photo shoot is titled Coolidge versus Haut Squad 5 Attack on Neo Runway City Jennifer Reborn.
That sounds like an old Tokusatsu song meme.
I know, I love this. The article goes through, but we get wonderful pictures of Jennifer Coolidge about to beat Ultraman with a radio tower. I love this. I love this so much. It's funny because Scott Zillner, the guy who runs Morphicon, did provide stuff for this. See, Jennifer Coolidge wears a Valentina Haut Crotier coat and gloves, Uncommon Matters earrings, thumb brown shoes, her own slip dress, Scott Zillner robot costume. One of these is not like the other. Anyways, if you ever guys wanted to know that Jennifer Coolidge is a really fun person, look at her having the time of her life in this city set. This just brings me so much joy. And the fact they specifically mention the word Tokusatsu a lot in this. They don't hardly ever mention Power Rangers. I think they mention Godzilla once. It's great. It actually is embracing Tokusatsu in a mainstream publication.
I can hear the classic Ultraman trumpet music in the background.
Exactly.
Of these images.
This image right here, give me a movie. Give me a movie right now with this. This is the image.
if there's ever like a Everydare 1 sequel, I want this to be like one of those alternate multiverses or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm. No, and the thing is one of the directors, Daniel Kwan's, there's a quote here. It's really great. He said, "Tokusatsu is so well done, but the special effects are always kind of handmade. If you look at stuff from the '60s, you can feel the fingerprint. You can tell there's somebody inside the costume." Yeah. So the thing is that he mentioned the people that are doing the photo shoot. A motley crew of stunt doubles, friends, and colleagues cosplaying as Ultramans and Power Rangers on set. There's something very charming about that, especially nowadays when you can create anything digitally and nothing impresses you anymore. And I love that this article is like kind of going, Tokusatsu is at its best when it's handmade and practical.
Toei.
Toei. Please notice what is happening here. The thing is too is I saw some people that are like, oh, the photo shoot's only like classic Tokusatsu. They don't take it seriously, and I'm like, actually read the article. The people that made this love Tokusatsu.
Well, I hate comments like that because like embrace your past, damn it.
Exactly. I don't know where this was shot, but I believe it was in LA because of the people involved. My favorite part. This is the Rangers here. And as you may notice, there is a Time Pink suit wearing a Kamen Rider 1 Typhoon belt. My favorite part is that it goes through and describes where everything came from. And there's like Gucci and Ellie shoes in here and like high-end stuff. But the favorite part, stylists own unitard and gloves. Pink Ranger wears a helmet customized by Calder Greenwood. Stylists own unitard necklace, gloves, belt buckle, and boots. So whoever the stylist on this was owns that Time Pink costume. So... yeah, and then here, this shot here. This is give me a movie. Give me a movie of Jennifer Coolidge in a Tokusatsu, directed by the Daniels. I'm sold.
This gave me vibes of Anno's like fan made Kamen Rider Ultraman fan films.
Yes. And then here's some other shots, the cover shot. I love this shot where she's like sending them into battle. Like she's like the big one to their Jacka. It's great. Super Shaddix Boom, welcome to the chat. We are looking at W Magazine's Jennifer Coolidge photo shoot, directed by the Daniels, who did Everything Everywhere All at Once as part of their like Oscar buzz season. It is a Tokusatsu inspired photo shoot in an American magazine with a very high-profile actress at the lead and very high-profile directors that are nominated for Oscars this year. So I had to show this off. It's like all of my favorite things at once. It's everything that I love everywhere all at once. This shot at the end, though, this is like, where's this Lost Ultraman episode? Where is this Lost Ultraman episode? Because I love this. From the alien dude to just like Jennifer Coolidge with the wig, and she had so much fun with this. I'm so happy she did something like this because it is my favorite thing I think I've seen out of the entertainment industry lately. Like, I love this. I love that. This is like this is legit the most high profile Tokusatsu thing in the U.S. right now. If I'm being honest, this is the most high profile Tokusatsu's ever gotten. Muteki T, this does look like it looks like an old Toku. Like they just nailed it. They nailed the aesthetics so well.
We're only missing is like the classic trumpet drum music in the background.
Exactly. I don't know what's going on with this dress, but like I love this dress. It's phenomenal, and the dog purse and the hat.
I can see like a special effect where her just spinning, like it's like the Linda Carter spin Wonder Woman drilled down to the ground or something like that.
Yep, and she has a mecha to summon. I just wanted to put this in the live stream because I think things can always get really dour and life can always like feel like it sucks sometimes, but then sometimes Jennifer Coolidge does a Tokusatsu photo shoot and your life is just better. I just wanted to share this. There's no deep topic to discuss this. Like I'm just gonna go back through the pictures one more time for anyone that may have missed any. I will link this. I'm gonna throw this in the chat right now. I'm gonna put this in the chat in case anyone wants to go read the article. There it is. I just adore everything that this is so much. And you know what? The thing is, we're going to talk about like toy company problems in a little bit. Just, if we start feeling sad, I'm just going to come back to this. We're just going to come back and look at this again. But yes, I don't know. You guys got any more thoughts on this? I'm just going to keep rambling.
I love it. I get it. Just especially
that popped me.
Especially the old school Tokusatsu. It's like because I feel like if they did like modern Tokusatsu, it would just feel like just a modern superhero thing. But going old school is like makes it more special in my eyes.
Yeah, Jerry, you love it. You love it too.
Oh, I know. It popped me, man. To quote wrestling terms, friggin'. I saw it on Reddit, like I said. I thought it was great, especially like it's very 70s, like
totally
classic show era stuff, Like,
here's a question: is this available in print? Because I would buy a whole ass magazine for this.
I'm pretty sure it is.
What's the magazine called?
It's W Magazine on their shop.
You know why? Because it's a big W.
Yes. Can I go down to Barnes and Noble and find this? That's the question. I will look for this later. If I get a physical print copy of this, I will show it on stream because I really want it. If
you're procrastinating or like can't have time to make a video, you should do like a quick video review of the magazine if you get it physically.
I could. Okay, guys, it's time to go talk about some Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball, to find those Dragon Balls.
All right, so Dragon Stars is making Omega Shenron. Hey, Figure Arts collectors, you feeling jealous?
That is actually nuts. It came out before Figure Arts.
It happens. They did it with the Super Saiyan 4s as well. I feel like Figure Arts is like, nah, we won't do Super Saiyan 4. Then
I got
Dragon
all
Stars
3
did
Super Saiyan 4s.
Yeah,
Especially since I think this is Omega Shenron's first posable, not counting like third-party figures, but I think this is his first posable figure since the Jax figure all the way back in the day. And that figure's rare.
About that sound out, like, what do you do? What do you collect? Do you pick and choose? That's one of those things. Super Saiyan 4s, that's one of those things I have to collect. Like
every time they make them, you're like, I need it, right?
Such a good design. And Xing Long or Omega Shenron, whatever you want to call him.
But this is Omega Shenron because he has all the 6 Dragon Balls in all 7 Dragon Balls in his chest.
Yep.
Well, in Japanese, he's still just Xing Long.
I keep forgetting he doesn't get his name changed.
And in America, Sin Shenron to Omega, yeah, but in Japanese, just 1-star dragon.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is great, especially again we see it again. This is his second figure ever since the Jax figure, and that figure is really rare.
I'm gonna do a quick shout out. I was gonna say welcome to the chat. I'm gonna give my best attempt at pronouncing your name, and I apologize if I do mispronounce it. Please correct me if this goes. Welcome, Muhammad Faiz Daniel. If I got it wrong, please tell me. Welcome to the stream. I'm happy you're here. I always love it to hear when everyone is. We'll call you FD. Easy, nice and simple. I love when people are here for the stream for the first time. So welcome. Enjoy our fun little chaotic time because we always start one topic and get to several others. So thank you. All right, cool. Yeah, where are we at?
I do hope we get Baby in Super 17 also to complete the DT villains.
Yeah. Well, specifically Super Baby 2 or something like that.
Well, yeah, that's his default design at this point. Don't need to make the other ones.
I don't know. They might be wacky and make regular Baby before he even gets the vest, like where he's just crawling around.
Well, now what about the baby? Was it Baby Vegeta 1? That one only appeared like in like a minute. That was his own character in Budokai Tenkaichi 3.
Oh god, Budokai Tenkaichi's 4's roster is going to be nuts, right?
I hope they just go balls wall on that roster.
Please smash Ultimate it and just put everybody in, and then some.
Don't worry, and I also don't balance it. Just make it like make Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta or like Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta like the most broken characters in the game.
Right,
That's
Jerry?
what we wanted, damn it.
Right, Jerry? You don't want balance in Tenkaichi, right?
Well, no, I want Wacky Wahoo in this. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
This ain't supposed to be.
I'm gonna take $30 for the whole GT collection. That's not a bad price.
That's a good price. GT's not the best Dragon Ball show ever made. It's I think by default the worst, right?
I like it more to Super. This is a lot of times.
Super still. But I like
mean,
Super more ways, even though GT does have its pros. It's not to me in the grand scheme of things.
it's not
GT's
that bad.
okay.
It's
No,
fine. Yeah,
I don't. GT is not as bad as people make it out to
It's
be.
not,
I
it's
always
not true.
feel.
Yeah, no.
GT has a lot of
I
parts.
find GT to be just
Hate
kind
it
of
with a
mid.
passion. I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, Star Child, Jason Nader.
Oh yeah, well,
They
welcome.
do need to
the
release
chat.
a Yamcha Dragon Star. I do not have a highly articulate Yamcha, and Figuarts showed one and didn't like make the Cell Games one, which is the one I want. Dragon Stars, pick up the slack. I want my Yamcha. Yamcha.
Especially since they have the new Goku mold from the superheroes.
Yes.
They can use head swaps everywhere.
Exactly. Yeah, I recommend also that Dragon Ball GT set because it's part of they didn't do it. Funimation didn't do anything to the video. It's basically it's the best quality you can get.
And honestly, if you want the Japanese music with the English dub, you have to get that set because Crunchyroll decided to switch to the US soundtrack halfway through.
Yep. Check it out, guys. Gohan Beast. I don't know.
Gohan Beast has Gohan Beast has affordable, not like was it?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, you know what, man? Maybe I don't need Figuarts.
Especially since they improved. This is based off the new Gi mold, so they improved the hip articulation a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
So they can actually kick forward.
Psycho O's hot take is his favorite. He likes Super the most out of any Dragon Ball.
Mm.
That's a good hot take. My hot take is always watch Z in its entirety once, and then only watch Kai for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Hellfire mentioned. I keep forgetting that's not called Gohan Blanco. Yeah. Honestly, yeah.
Is Superhero on Blu-ray yet? Cause is that
Superheroes Blu-ray comes out on the 24th. Apparently, there's a 4K coming later this year, which I found out from the Dragon Ball Games Power Hour website.
Oh, okay.
Forget random green again.
It's green tinted again.
Again.
And
If you know where to look, there's versions out there without the green tint, but I'm not going to say anymore.
Mm.
Toei though, it's always been there. No, stop gaslighting Toei.
Yeah, Toei's official answer when it was green in Japan, like the green tint was there in Japan, the Japanese release. Toei's official answer was, "Oh, it was always like that."
I don't know.
Right.
There's no war embossing, say.
More Dragon Stars, guys. Let's talk because I don't feel like doing Gohan back to back. Here's the new superhero Vegeta.
Okay,
I said Boo Saga. That's actually superhero.
I mean, it's the same outfit.
It is, yeah.
Pretty much. All right, cool. Moving on. Let's talk Gohan.
So
Here's
better with the molds now. Because I have old Dragon Stars that like always a joint would pop off, including the hips.
God.
Like you
Yeah.
said.
The quality of these new superhero ones are a lot better. It feels like they took a lot of the criticism they were getting from the old mold and they improved these molds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, because Jerry, you mentioned the hips, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that happens on mine all the time. Happened to the Naruto ones too.
Fall off. A lot of their hips would fall off.
Mm-hmm. Starchild said he wished Gohan would drop the Piccolo shoes and go back to the other boots. And then lastly for this wave, in case you guys are wondering, where's Gamma 2? Here's Gamma 2.
And hey, Gamma 1 and 2, you could get like a normal retail price instead of pre-Bandai.
Yep. You can get both Ultra 7 and Ultraman 0. Also, if anyone thinks I'm nuts, Ultra 7, one horn or one slugger. Ultraman 0, 2 sluggers.
They're again, Ultraman influences everything. I think some people don't realize how much.
Toriyama is the biggest Ultraman mark I know.
I think he's a bigger nerd than Anno for Ultraman, to be honest.
Just look at Chi-Chi's original Dragon Ball outfit. She literally has a slugger on her head. She even uses it as a slugger.
If you read his manga before Dragon Ball, all of them were just Ultraman every day, all day. I'm gonna reference Ultraman in every single panel I can.
Dr. Slump.
Dr. Slump and all the one shots he's done before.
Mm-hmm. Jacko has a bunch of Ultraman references too.
He will not. You know those memes challenge impossible. Toriyama tries to not reference Ultraman. Impossible.
Oh, impossible. Psycho O's brings up Gamma 1 is Raso and Gamma 2 is Blue. That's also true because Rosso and Blue are also a 7 and 0 reference.
And Gamma 2's blue, and also the color scheme match.
Color
No,
scheme
no,
match.
the reverse. The reverse. Was it Rosso that had the 2 fins and Blue had the 1 fin? So
We're reconnecting.
yeah, I know it's the Sheamus.
My internet went out. We're back.
Oh no.
Can everyone hear us? Can everyone hear us?
Quick, chat. Can anyone? Sound Stream got internet hiccup. Can anyone hear
My
us?
internet hiccuped. If you can hear me, say okay. LPH said yes. Okay. All right. Scrublord Gaming said all good now. All right, good. We're back. Okay. Yeah. McFarlane announced Demon Slayer, right? And then.
Bandai America announced their Ultra Legends Demon Slayer stuff. I was like,
Yeah.
I guess there's. I was surprised because I know, like, that happened with My Hero, but My Hero was only available. Their My Hero anime hero figures are only available in like Asia, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So like, that okay. So there's and they stopped doing more because McFarlane had the master license, I guess. But I guess there's some leeway with Demon Slayer because McFarlane's got a 5-inch line also, and Ultra Legends are 5 inches. But I guess because they're a different price range, because Ultra Legends are usually $10, but these are like $18 because they come with more accessories.
Right.
Which we're most Demon Slayer fans. I saw people were like, I'm gonna just pick up the Ultra Legends and pick up like the 5-inch Nezuko, because I guess that's the one advantage McFarlane has is they're actually doing the female characters.
That's true. I don't know much about Demon Slayer, but like, I know that a friend of mine on Friday went to see the last 2 episodes of season 2 of Demon Slayer and the first 2 episodes of season 3 as a theatrical event, and that was like the number 5 highest grossing movie in the U.S. over the weekend.
Demon Slayer is popular. It's really
insane.
Popular.
I'm not going to get into it because there's a Vital bracelet, and so I don't want to get another Vital bracelet.
I like that your excuse. I like that your excuse.
That's my excuse. I don't want to touch Tokyo Revengers, My Hero Academia, or Demon Slayer until those Vital bracelets are gone. Right, Jerry? You gotta avoid the merch.
I haven't seen anything about Tokyo Revengers other than hearing about it. I haven't actually looked into it. Demon Slayer, I read the manga. And I didn't watch the I read the manga.
I've not watched the Chainsaw Man anime still. I've read all of the manga though.
There's some people complaining about it.
Yeah, I need to figure. I need to watch it so I can understand the complaints.
Good, though. The CG, I say the CG and Chainsaw Man is really good because I think they only use it for the action sequences and it's like really nice. Must be because Mappa knows to use CG. The poor animators they are.
So let's talk about the anime industry collapsing.
Speaking of Bandai, I guess.
No, speaking of Crunchyroll, so it's reported that Sentai Filmworks, their releases were distributed by Right Stuff, and that is no longer going to be the case effective April 3rd. So
really?
You won't. So the way that this sounds, based on all this legal jargon that's on the screen, you will not be able to order Sentai Filmworks stuff from Right Stuff anymore after March 24th. Which is a problem because Right Stuff packs their stuff better than anybody else, and Crunchyroll owning Right Stuff is now becoming a problem.
Yeah, I think Sentai's packaging is not bad either, as I ordered it for multiple times, but like, because I don't like this is not like in terms of like buying Sentai stuff, it's not a big deal because Sentai stuff goes on sale a lot, and you can get a lot of their stuff for cheap. So, and their own like shipping and packing are really good. So, in terms of like quality of packaging and prices, not a big deal. It's more of Crunchyroll. It's the bigger problem here with Crunchyroll. The effects of Crunchyroll buying rights is the big effect here.
Smith the Crow. I think that they will carry stuff, but I'm not sure if after June because I think. When it says last day to transmit orders directly to Sentai Right Stuff for titles on March 24th, that may be the last time like orders put in since everything is done in the industry 3 months out, as like that's when your orders are capped off each month. So if the July stuff goes up, then yeah, maybe customers can still buy through Right Stuff for Sentai titles, but it's not a good look that Crunchyroll bought Right Stuff when they already own their own store, and then now they're just starting to cut out more distributors because Media Blasters, most of their catalog isn't allowed on Right Stuff anymore. And then now Sentai stuff is not going to be distributed by Right Stuff anymore. And what's next? Like Viz and Discotek are the only 2 that haven't been touched yet by this Right Stuff Crunchyroll deal.
You're wondering how long though?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's even worrying because does Discotek sell their stuff? Is it Amazon? Was it only Amazon they really sell their stuff outside of?
It's Amazon and it's Amazon and Right Stuff.
So, yeah, this is
Smith the Crow mentions that Distribution Solutions, who's going to be distributing Sentai, distributes for Mill Creek and Criterion. Yeah, they're pretty well known because they're part of Alliance, and Alliance is pretty big in the entertainment sphere. Yeah, they're it's not like this actually could be an upgrade for Sentai. They maybe will get more reach than through Right Stuff, which would be the best irony. But yeah, no, the problem is that Sentai Filmworks stuff is already expensive, and Starchild mentioned prices could go up even more if they're not getting a good distribution deal. So maybe this could be a good thing though. Oh yes, yeah, they do distribute for AMC. That's true. Smith the Crow out here with the good distribution info. Because yeah, AMC owns Sentai. I was looking over this earlier. The only companies that aren't owned by a corporation that distribute anime are Media Blasters and Discotek. Everybody else is owned by a major corporation. Sentai's under AMC. Crunchyroll, Funimation, Right Stuff is Sony.
Sony, yeah.
And then Shueisha owns Viz. So.
Oh, Soundout Home Media News. I'm gonna send you the link on Twitter.
Send me the link. I will switch screens so I can look at the link. By the way, apologies to the 4 people that have DM'd me that I haven't looked anything at because I've been streaming. Oh, yeah, okay, cool. I already had this on the list. This was coming up.
Oh, okay. I just saw the news, so I wasn't sure it was on there.
I found out about that a little while ago. Oh, wait, I have my topics out of order. This is a good chance for me to straighten my stuff up. Thank you.
Awesome.
Awesome. All right, cool. So, while we're talking about home media, let's talk about, which is also just literally what's next. Smith the Crow mentioned this good distinction. Warner Brothers does distribute for Viz, but they only distribute. They don't own any stock in Viz.
Yeah.
But the thing is that I don't think it's Warner Brothers anymore. I think it is Studio Distribution Services, because a couple of years back, Warner and Universal merged their distribution arms into Studio Distribution Services. LPH asked, so Disney doesn't own anything anime. They own the TV rights to some anime, and overseas they own some stuff. And anything that's exclusive to Hulu is technically owned by Disney.
Like Bleach, that's only streaming on Hulu and Disney Plus and international. International, but they don't own Bleach.
Yeah, they don't own they do own like things they made with anime studios like the Stitch Anime or Star Wars Visions, but yeah, in terms of owning like a company within the North American anime distribution, they don't have a stake in that. But speaking of home video, Transformers Earthspark Season 1, Episodes 1 through 10 has been listed on Amazon. Currently, let me refresh the page, make sure. Currently is unavailable. And that's all we got. It's listed as DVD, no date, unavailable.
No distributor. It's probably gonna be Paramount.
It's probably Paramount.
But so this is our first Transformers home media release outside of movies in how many years?
4 years.
Because already only released Season 1.
Yep, and that was the same year Bumblebee came out.
No, wait, Season 1. Wait, Season 1.
Season 1 was really late.
Wait, really? Because I thought that
Season 1's complete set did not come out until Season 2 was over.
Well, I don't think it was Bumblebee. No, you think of last night because
whatever
Bumblebee
it was.
Bumblebee was 2018. That was Cyberverse at that point.
Yeah. Anyways, it's been a long time. Bumblebee was the last Transformers thing to get a home video release, and now the thing is, we have a page on Amazon UK for a canceled Scooby-Doo movie, so this doesn't necessarily mean this is happening, but there's a possibility that this is going to happen.
If Star Trek Prodigy got released, I think Earthspark getting released because
now. That brings me to a very good point. Star Trek Prodigy did get a similar release of Season 1, Episodes 1 through 10 as a volume on DVD and Blu-ray. Now, will this get a Blu-ray? I have no idea.
I hope the show's in HD. It looks great.
We only have a listing for DVD. However, that is not a damning statement. Star Trek Lower Decks Season 3, you can only currently pre-order the DVD edition of. The reason why is because there is a Blu-ray coming for this season, but it's going to be a manufactured on-demand only release, which is a downgrade from a normal retail release, but I'm assuming the Blu-rays for Lower Decks just weren't selling, considering they downgraded. Season 1 had a steelbook and a regular Blu-ray and a DVD. Season 2 just had a Blu-ray and a DVD, and then Season 3 is a DVD plus a manufactured-on-demand release. Now, those can be sometimes more expensive, but they are typically available because they are made on demand.
I'm surprised it's on demand because didn't Amazon, unless it's separate, because I know Amazon shut down their disc on demand.
Amazon shut down their manufactured on demand, but Paramount still has one sold through Amazon.
Okay.
So the thing is, you can't currently pre-order the Blu-ray for Lower Decks because I think it'll be closer to its April 25th release. But I could see a similar situation happening where maybe the DVD is a mass retail release and then the Blu-ray is manufactured on demand. I think this practice is stupid. If you can only afford to make one release, just make it a Blu-ray. My God, it is 2023. Why are we doing HD stuff on DVD? But companies are dumb, and that's what we have to live with.
Isn't DVD more expensive to do?
Yes, it takes more discs.
Wow.
What it is.
And one of those it's more. It's they'll pay to put on DVD, but not go the cheaper
I felt
option.
your pain with that sound out.
Thought I was in pain?
No, I feel your pain.
Oh,
I felt your pain because when I went to Target and I'm looking for Blu-rays and they're still DVD, and I'm like, why are they still selling DVDs of these movies? They should. Why can't I find Blu-rays?
Blu-rays are cheap to produce. The thing is like I've never seen a DVD edition be cheaper. Let me look up right now. Let's look up Puss in Boots: The Last Wish because it's been on my brain.
Especially those Blu-ray DVD combo packs.
Mm-hmm.
Question. Blue Baron, which Transformers anime? Because the only animes we have full and complete are the Dakara trilogy.
So here's the thing: the 4K for Puss in Boots is 30. The Blu-ray is 25. The DVD is 20. Why not just spend the $5 and get a Blu-ray DVD combo pack?
Especially since I think sometimes the DVDs won't have all the bonus features.
Exactly. I don't know why they keep making DVD editions of stuff. We should just be doing Blu-ray or do Blu-ray and with movies, Blu-ray DVD combo
packs. I fully agree with you, especially after looking for Blu-rays.
Exactly.
Like, why would you want to watch Puss in Boots: The Last Wish on a lower quality format?
Yep. No, they should. The thing is combo packs were to get people introduced into the idea of Blu-ray. Mm-hmm. We have been doing this for like 15 years at this point.
Something that should comment on the chat. Pacific Row, Paramount did the same thing with SpongeBob the Musical. They released the DVD at first, then a made-on-demand Blu-ray a few years later.
Hearing years later makes me scared.
Then Muteki T, can you explain how DVDs are cheaper but expensive to produce, like Monsters whole season for $20?
Those DVDs for the Munsters have been printed like 8 or 9 times, so they've already paid for themselves like 10 times over again. So every release is cheaper. When the Munsters DVDs first came out, they did season sets, and the season sets were like $35 a season. But now you can get the whole thing for $20 because they've released it like 40 times.
Well, it's like how I think that's why you still see the Dragon Ball Orange bricks still because they're so cheap. Dave, because a lot of poor people don't have Blu-ray players, I guess. Well, Blu-ray players are getting a lot more cheaper. Like, just pure Blu-ray players are getting a lot more cheaper nowadays.
Let's look up what is the price of a Blu-ray player.
Plus, a lot of people have consoles.
Mr. Criff said correction. It was several months later.
Okay, good. Months. Yeah, because that happens sometimes. Like they see the demand and then they put out the Blu-ray. A Blu-ray player. Let's see.
Blue Parent, what was the reason early 2000s didn't want to release series in full? Was it too expensive? Like back in the day, yeah, it was very expensive to release a full series on DVD back in the day.
The reason why we got anime in 4-episode volumes was because they were like $30 a DVD because it was an early in the life cycle of a media format. It's more expensive to produce because there's less knowledge on how to produce it efficiently.
Also, the anime license feeds also.
I'm trying to see what the cheapest Blu-ray player on Amazon is right now. But the thing is, we've had video game consoles for the last
exactly
how many years? Like
Blu-rays.
PS3s could play Blu-rays.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Doesn't the PS5 play 4K? 4K Blu-rays.
But the thing is that PS5 is expensive. The PS4s were cheap. PS3s were cheap. I'm trying to see. Let me go on Best Buy. I
remember getting a Blu-ray player for only like $30 at Best Buy for a few years ago.
The last one I bought was like $40.
Oh god, Jason Nader. VHS tapes of anime were $30 for one tape with 2 episodes.
Yep.
I grew up in that era.
Okay.
Going to Suncoast Video.
Not new arrivals. Price low to high. Blu-ray player on Best Buy. Apparently, you can get an open box Blu-ray player, or that's a DVD player. Never mind. That's $18. DVD. Okay, so the cheapest Blu-ray player is $75. If movies are costing you $20 for a DVD, just don't buy 4 movies and get yourself a Blu-ray player.
That's weird because interesting. Because I remember getting a cheaper Blu-ray player at
That
Target.
you can get them cheaper on sale too. And the other thing too is they may not sell the cheaper ones online.
Yeah.
You can do this. But yeah, Blu-rays came out in 2006.
That was back in the day where Sony. That was like the Sony only.
Yeah, Sony created the format.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Sony makes the best Blu-rays. But yeah, you hit up a good sale price, you can get a Blu-ray player super cheap. And if you haven't, and so the thing is that this is my thing with anybody upgrading technology. If you are buying something consistently on a media format, just skip a few releases, get yourself a nicer player, and then get the better releases. Because you're at this point, if you're still buying DVD, you are wasting your money. I don't actually ever tell people their financial choices. I don't draw conclusions with people's financial choices. But at this point in the media format, if you are still buying only DVD as a like you're like it's still cheaper. No, it's not. You are wasting your money because the DVD copies of these things are the cheapest, worst things you could get.
So
you are wasting money.
It still frustrates me for stuff like because with the let's say the Ultraman releases or the Sentai, that could be just a like a Toei or Super Riot thing. But like the Pokemon, Viz, they're now getting to the HD seasons.
And they're still DVD, aren't they?
They're still DVD.
Is the only Blu-ray that weird upscale of the first season?
Yes.
This is my problem. Is that like, okay, Blue Baron, 4K. You have to be like a video file to really enjoy 4K. Releases cost more. You need to have the TV, the audio, the player. It's a full package thing.
Or another one, Paramount still only has the 2012 Turtle series on DVD. I think still.
It's still only they re-released the DVDs even. This has been like a constant push and pull, like with me, as I'm like, just if it's HD, it costs you more to put it on DVD because you have to make more discs.
Exactly.
Even like even big series like because I feel like the only reason why I used to get DVDs for a lot of stuff because this were kid shows because I don't know maybe because they did think it's cheaper just to like make a DVD of kid show. I don't know because
I think they think that if it's cheaper, kids will buy it, but kids are not buying discs, guys. It's not for them anymore.
True.
Well, because it's either they're gonna watch it streaming or if the parents gotta buy. If the parents gotta buy the thing, they're usually gonna pick up. I think
the Star Trek Prodigy Volume 1 DVD is $13.99 on Amazon, or you can get $20 and get the Blu-ray and actually get bonus features.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, and again, they're probably just gonna watch it on streaming.
Well, I think especially with series shows, series on disc, people who usually get like the complete season stuff are fans of those shows. Because like families would probably still get like your complete season of SpongeBob, for example. But like most of the time, if someone's getting a complete season set, it's usually a fan of the show, and they want the show to be in their highest quality. So that's why I'm so confused.
We are at this point where this is a niche market that is actually started to grow again because of how unpredictable streaming is. But people buying physical media to watch their stuff like the media. Just change. It's time for the industry to change. Like DVD needs to start getting retired. If it's standard definition, I don't have a problem with it being on DVD because that is the easier format for it to work with. But if it's HD, just put it out on a Blu-ray. Blu-rays aren't that expensive.
I see a question why Netflix released She-Ra.
Oh, I think that was a Netflix mandate because they actually sell their streaming service based on how your resolution.
All right, yes, that's probably why.
Yep.
But honestly, that's why I think the End Circle Sonic Boom Blu-rays are still like
magical.
Because I think they're like one of the few kids cartoons, like modern day kids cartoons that has a Blu-ray release.
Outside of Star Trek Prodigy, they are the only modern kids show with a Blu-ray release, and that's Sonic Boom. And the thing is that like Prodigy only gets it, I think, because Star Trek. That's it. Let's move on. We got other subject matters. Guys, the Hasbro crossover you've all waited for has finally happened. It has finally happened. The crossover that we thought Hasbro would take. Oh wait, Hasbro didn't do it. Renegade Games did it as a D&D guide. It's a Power Rangers Transformers G.I. Joe crossover role-playing book for their role-playing game.
It counts, right?
This art of the Megazord fighting Devastator with Duke on the Megazord shoulder is part of a role-playing game by Renegade, and Hasbro has not put any of these brands this close to each other in anything.
I do want to point out that the scaling is completely wrong in his artwork.
Oh, totally. But let's not worry about that. The fact that
Duke's a giant.
Power Rangers and Transformers have had no official crossover capacity besides this cover.
Mm-hmm.
You know what, Psycho-O's? I just saw your comment. Psycho-O said Soundout is about to make a Blu-ray only business called Soundout Productions and release whatever he likes in completion, no matter the cost. Yes. If I win the lottery, I'm just going to start doing that.
It's so cool to this, but I can't go over how like Duke's a giant in this image.
Duke is a giant in this image, and I don't care because look at it, it's amazing. Renegade also said they're doing a crossover with My Little Pony and Transformers for the deck building game. Because the deck building game has a G.I. Joe Transformers crossover, there is a My Little Pony Transformers crossover coming, and then of course there is this role-playing book, which is...
Alright, so what do you think it's going to cross over in Heroes of the Grid, then?
Heroes of the Grid and G.I. Joe Mission Critical already use the same gameplay system.
So you think they're going to do a special, like, G.I. Joe Power Rangers expansion pack?
At this point, might as well. Here's the full art, by the way, which includes the Hiss tank run by Putties and Bumblebee. This is what Hasbro owning all this stuff should look like all the time. Why is this only a roleplay book, please?
Remember Revolutions?
Yes.
I remember back. It feels like Hasbro. I think it feels like Hasbro tried doing that with Revolutions, and I'm not sure how well Revolutions did, but I know that ever since then they don't do that anymore.
Where's the Hasbro Heroes crossover video game?
Yeah, where's that platform fighter?
Right.
You guys remember that weird GameCube Dream Fighter game with Optimus and Megatron in their toy forms in Smash
yes,
Bros?
Yeah.
Or like with Simon Belmont and Bomberman and the main character of the Beyblade anime at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was like a Takara. I think it was called Takara something like that.
I think it was called like Takara Dream Fighter or something like that. Because it was Takara, Konami, and Hudson.
Dream Mix TV World Fighters.
Yep.
That's the title. That
they
forgot about
point
that.
out it could be a Toei issue why we don't get Transformers and Power Rangers, which I won't be super surprised because that's certainly so Bandai's like designs and Bandai, and then you had the whole Bandai Takara rivalry.
It also could be that just Hasbro hasn't tried it. Yeah, have they ever asked? I don't even know if they've asked. That's the thing. You know,
I mean, it's so easy just to do like repaint the Dinobots in Megazord colors and like Megazord color scheme because it doesn't even need to be like a new mold like I say like a rag bug.
Just change the head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't have anything else on this. Let's talk about Mattel. I think, gosh, we've got an hour and 20 minutes without talking about and I also forgot I was running Adventure Mode on my Battle Bracelet. We haven't talked about the toy industry collapsing. Mattel laid off a bunch of people.
It feels like every week we're talking about the toy industry collapsing.
This week on the toy industry is probably dying. It's Mattel.
Because we're talking about Mattel, but do you guys heard about the whole Funko situation?
That's the news I forgot was the Funko. Find me a link. All right, guys. Hasbro? Remember how Hasbro this is from Los Angeles Times, by the way. I like citing my sources just so I'm not like up here, people going, oh, you're just making shit up. No, I do my research.
Wait a minute.
Research.
Go ahead. I just realized that I might be local to Hasbro and all them, and I could just walk up to them.
You can walk up and like, hey!
Oh my god, this whole time I could just walk up.
Yeah, I did imagine Cows walking to the front, like from Hasbro's office going, hey!
Yep.
Stop it!
Okay.
Pawtucket? That's not far.
Here's the link to the Funko article.
And then Milton Bradley was bought by them, and Milton Bradley is right where I live.
Yeah, no, exactly. So
Jeez.
So let's talk about Mattel. Let's
write
talk
me
about-
some complaints for later, and I'll walk up to them with
just
it.
go drop it in their inbox.
Exactly.
Cal's writes a big mail, goes there from Hasbro's doors, but it doesn't go inside. He just slips the letter underneath the Hasbro's
Exactly.
front doors and
Oh my
leaves.
god. Yes, that would be perfect.
I did not realize these guys were local.
Okay. All right, now I got this lined up. All right, let's talk Mattel. This is very sad, by the way. Mattel is laying off workers. 93 of them from their El Segundo, California headquarters specifically. So here's the thing. Remember, I think I mentioned this a few weeks back for recap. Hasbro laid off 1,000 employees, 15% of their workforce, because they saw a decrease in profits by 8.6%, and yet that was still higher than their 2020 profits, and I called them out on that, as that was ridiculous, right? Everyone remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Mattel is laying off 93 employees at their El Segundo place. This was not officially announced, but they attributed the layoffs to, let me get the article zoomed in here. Mattel attributed layoffs to challenges in the macroeconomic environment, which pushed the company to more quickly embark on plans for cost saving, the company said in its Worker Adjustment Retaining Notification Act notice. Okay, so this is actually news from February 27th. This was last week, but here's the thing. So Mattel did lay off people. Here's the problem. It's in this article. Let me find the actual quote. Okay. Darn, here we go. So, here's the thing. This is where I said Hasbro. So, where I said Hasbro was not justified, I think Mattel is. In an earnings call with analysts earlier this month, Mattel's chief executive, Jan Kreis, noticed that the company's fourth quarter results were below expectations and hinted at future headwinds. During an all-important holiday season quarter, which ended December 31st, Mattel reported net income of $16 million, down 93% from the year earlier. 93% of sales were down. Now that is when, if you have a company and you're down 93% your sales and you have to lay off people, that's justified. That is a horrible downturn. May I remind you, Hasbro laid off more employees for only 8.6%, which shows you where their CEOs were at a headspace. They saw declines in infant, toddler, preschool, Fisher-Price, dolls, action figures, building sets, and games. The vehicle segment, which included Hot Wheels, was a bright spot. But yes, Barbie, for once, did not save the company.
That's insane, because with action figure stuff like the Like Your Toiling or Masters, I'm not sadly surprised of them not doing
If anyone's wondering why there's rumors that Masters of the Universe toys are dead, it's because of this.
But especially the preschool stuff, I am really shocked that didn't do because that's the stuff that parents rely on and such like that. So I am really shocked about with the Fisher Price and Barbie stuff, because they're usually
their bread and butter.
Space. Yeah, it's that usually it's just not doing well. We usually can rely on our Barbie or Fisher or our preschool stuff, because most of our revenue come from them. But the fact that it's oh wow, jeez.
Yeah. So the thing is that to address this to Smith the Crow's comment, I don't think that Master of the Universe is going to be dead, but they haven't made any official social media posts on their Twitter page since November, and because they're laying off people, I'm worried that there's still stuff coming out for Masters, but a bunch of stuff has come out that's never been announced, and I'm wondering if their marketing team was part of the layoffs, because marketing is an easy cut. But the thing I'm worried about for Masters is the stores dropping them, because I've noticed my target is dwindling in their actual section.
There have been horribly shelf formed, sadly. There was an army of beasts. An army of beastmen.
Mine had an army of sorceresses and Stratos from that one Origins wave, and a lot of King Grayskulls.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because in terms of what could happen with Masters, because the kids series, it's pretty sure it's ended, but at least
it's dead. They said it. They said it wasn't renewed.
And and even though there was like technically a cliffhanger, it technically finished. I'm at
Yeah.
least glad that got finished. Revelations, because wasn't it confirmed season 2 is coming, right?
Yeah, there's a season 2 of Revelation coming.
But do you think this could have any effect on that?
No, because I think that Revelation did good. Revelation did good, I think, with the viewership, but not so much on toy sales.
Well, because
it's not very toyetic.
Because the Revelation stuff was never really part. It wasn't like a Revelation's toy line. It was the
part
big
of Masterverse.
Face.
Yeah.
It was the big face of Masters, but it wasn't like lock in like the kid series.
So we're at a point where there is a sequel to the Revelation series coming. The CGI kid show is done. There's a comic that just started. There is toys still being produced for Masterverse and Origins, but the question is, how long is this going to keep going? Because I don't think it's got much time.
Spirico does a good point.
Yeah.
I expect the CG He-Man series to end after CG since entertainment rights reverts to Universal.
That happens this year, apparently.
So that is the big thing with Mattel, especially with the whole master license going fully to Universal now.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be interesting. But it's like kind of unfortunate. It's like, oh dear, kind of scenario.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what's going to happen because Mattel still needs to deliver people Castle Eternias, and they got a bunch of other stuff to do with Masters. But like we said, Barbie and Hot Wheels in preschool is kind of what keeps them alive or keeps them dead. Also, they're bringing back Barney, and that may actually there's two things that this company may hinge on for their success this year.
Is Barney owned by Mattel?
Mattel owns Barney. The Barney reboot and the Barbie movie are going to help or break the company this year. And that's a problem. I don't think Mattel will lose... I don't know. Oh, wait. Smith the Crow, I think, typoed, so I'll wait a moment. But I am worried about the future of Mattel right now because, like, this is not good. That they had that much of a downswing.
It's a shame because I always assume Mattel does make some. It's kind of sad with Mattel because I feel like they were kind of in a little bit of a slump, a little bit in the early 2010s, but then near the end they kind of got back because I always felt like the DC multiverse, their DC multiverse was very kind of middling, but near the end where they're like near the end of their time with DC, they got really good, and then they lost the license. So it feels like, oh, okay, we lost our big, they lost DC, they're big.
That was their big boys brand, and then they start Masters of the Universe back up.
Yeah, so they decided to bring back Masters, and I think the heart and soul was always there in the Masters stuff, from the kids to the Masterverse to Origins. There was always there, but I just think it was the hardest part of it was them trying to market He-Man still, because
I think the problem with He-Man is that it is an intrinsically 80s concept that has not been able to break through with modern kids.
And that's because they did try, because, I will say that the CG show is a fantastic modern take on He-Man. But I just think it's a problem is they weren't really trying to market. It was really, I'm not sure it was either the marketing or Revelations, the confusion, the brand confusion with Revelations.
Brand confusion, there being two Netflix He-Mans was a problem for sure.
Yeah, because now you're talking about, let's say, the controversies of Revelations. It was more of having two He-Man shows come out around the same time was, I think, a big brand confusion, because you look up, because even though one was called He-Man the Master Universe and one which was Master Universe Revelations, they still had the same main practically. So like,
and they still had the same characters. It wasn't like having a He-Man show and a She-Ra show coinciding, or a movie and a show. I do want to mention Smith the Crow's comment before it scrolls out of the way here. He said, "I don't really think that Mattel will lose He-Man since that's their baby. They'll still make the toys, but movies, shows, and comics will be with Universal." I agree. The question is, are they going to put He-Man toys on hiatus? Or are they going to do what they did back in the day after 2002 didn't work, which was, let's go online. Let's make an online line. Because I feel like that's where we're headed at the moment, because they've been building up creations a lot.
Yeah, because I think going outside, because this is also, I think it's such because I know I followed the other communities. I know Mega Construct, the Mega Constructs community, which is Mega Constructs is Mattel. You know, that's their building block brand. I know that community has the same problem where they can't find stuff or they can't find stuff because it's either just not appearing in stores or being ordered by stores and stuff like that, and they're begging Mattel to just please do like a Lego shop at home on Mattel Creations.
Because that's been an issue with Master of the Universe stuff. Is just finding it is hard because stores are not interested in stocking it because it's not been selling that well.
So it's really curious what the future of, because not even just the future of Masters, but the future of Mattel in general. Because the Lightyear toy line really flopped, but I think that's coming to a movie.
That was Disney. Disney set them up for failure with that one.
So I'm really curious what Mattel's gonna do, because I don't think there's any licenses they pick up this year, confirmed or not. So
and I was gonna mention too, the Jurassic Park stuff didn't even help because that didn't even help because they didn't mention Jurassic Park in this, which means it didn't do well. They mentioned Hot Wheels because Hot Wheels still sells.
Jurassic. I don't pay attention to Jurassic World stuff, but as for Jason, the Jurassic World's Looming Toy has been shelf warming for months, according to him.
Yeah, they have, and I think they started switching and doing more Jurassic Park stuff again, which is starting to get a little repetitive. I'm starting to see the same. Like, they put out Ian Malcolm again, and I'm like, how many times have they released him? But, we will see. I guess we'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting to see how this goes. Because the other thing, too, the Barbie movie may help Barbie, but here's the thing. The Barbie movie trailer was a parody of 2001: A Space Odyssey.
The Barbie movie is definitely going to be... It feels like...
I don't know if the Barbie movie is for kids, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, because I honestly feels like the Barbie movie is like they gave them the license and Mattel has no control. They just gave it to the director and team.
Mattel Studios is attached to it, officially. But the Barbie movie feels like it's not so much for kids.
Very self-aware by the looks of it.
Yeah, it looks like it's, I mean, from the teaser trailer, maybe for just like old school movie fans. But honestly, I don't know about the Barbie movie. We'll see how that goes. Did I get a super chat?
Yeah, from Casper.
Thank you, Casper, for the super chat. Casper says, favorite movie of all time. All right, which one am I picking today? Yeah, I'm just going to give you the 5 favorite movies. These are the ones I always come back to. These are favorites. Just straight up. Any of these could be considered my favorite movie. We got Batman Returns. That's my favorite comic book movie of all time. That's for sure. Batman Returns. Tron Legacy. Absolutely love Tron Legacy. See, I'm like, oh, these are my default ones. The Nightmare Before Christmas. That movie was a big deal for me. Learning the appreciation of stop motion animation. Metropolis is my favorite silent movie. Though Phantom of the Opera is a good one too.
Which one?
The Lon Chaney one, the silent movie one. And then God, what's my random oddball pick?
What's your favorite animation film?
Robot Carnival. I'm gonna go with Robot Carnival. Those are my 5. I love those movies. I could watch them anytime. I guess I can go to a 10. Here, let's go to 10. Number 6, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. I adore that movie. And yes, Tron Legacy over Tron, simply because I think that the production design on Legacy and the soundtrack is just killer. I love it. I do love the original Tron, though. I grew up a lot on that movie. So, number 6, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. I'm going to throw Everything Everywhere All at Once in there, even though it's more recent, just because I've watched that movie 3 times now. Like, already. God, I feel like I'm forgetting movies.
Favorite, like, animated movie?
Animated movie.
Like, not from, like, not...
Hi, Tal Button. Hope you enjoy it when you go to watch it later. Animated movie. I got a bunch that I like. My brain keeps going Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, but I'm like, it's too recent to call it. Even though I've watched that one like 4 times. Sleeping Beauty. I'm gonna go Sleeping Beauty because I really like Sleeping Beauty. But I also really like The Three Caballeros. But Sleeping Beauty is a better movie. than the Three Caballeros. Let's go with Sleeping Beauty. I feel like there's something more recent, but I can't think of it. Oh, I gotta throw some Tokusatsu in here.
Gotta say.
The Zayram. Zayram. We'll go Zayram 1. And what genre haven't I touched yet? Musical. I haven't touched a musical yet. I need a musical. All right, Nightmare Before Christmas is a musical. What's another musical?
Comedy.
Streetcar.
Comedy.
Comedy. Scott Pilgrim's also a comedy.
Pure comedy.
Oh my god, I don't watch a lot of comedy.
Oh, you don't?
I don't. You know, the thing is that like a lot of comedies, I
There's
like.
tons.
I like comedies. But if I've seen them too many times, they don't work for me anymore.
Favorite Christmas movie?
Nightmare Before Christmas. I've already got that one. Yeah, that's the thing. Psychos. I love the MCU, but I don't put any of them as my favorite movies of all time.
I'm with you in that.
All right, I'm just gonna start naming movies: RoboCop, American Werewolf in London, all the Indiana Jones movies. That's what I was forgetting. Raiders, Ghostbusters, 1, not 2, because I like 2, but not that much. Back to the Future Part. I'm gonna go on a limb and say Back to the Future Part 2. I like that one more. God, I love movies, guys.
Favorite Pixar movie?
Up is my favorite Pixar movie. Coco would be my favorite Pixar movie, but I can't watch it without weeping uncontrollably. So that's just, that one hits too close to home. Okay.
The old man in Up looks like my uncle.
Yeah,
Carl.
I mean, Up hits you with some feelings, but Coco hits way too close to home for me. So there's that.
Should I say my grand uncle? But you know what I mean.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I really love Return to Swamp Thing because I really love Return to Swamp Thing. That's a terrible
Another super
movie.
chat.
Another super chat. Great list of films.
Great list of films. By the way, do you have a Letterboxd account?
I don't. I feel like if I do, though, I'm gonna end up in a. God, I could end up in a rabbit hole. I could rabbit hole. I love movies so much.
What currency is that? SAR?
I don't know. I'm sure YouTube will convert it for me. I say this as YouTube didn't do that. As the chat's
Let's
catching up.
Here.
Yeah, I might. If I ever Saudi Arabia. Okay. Cool.
Okay.
I might do a Letterboxd at some point if I'm sitting around not doing anything, which happens. But
this discussion video.
I do talk. My discussion videos end up becoming like my Letterboxd account because it's like, look at all these movies I own. I love these.
Except for the ones you don't.
Except for the ones I don't. Yeah, there's Psycho's mentioned Star Trek too. I really like Wrath of Khan. I really like Undiscovered Country, but damn it, First Contact always gets me because of the Borg.
Favorite Star Wars.
Hey, that's the first movie I needed to watch with my glasses.
Yeah.
Favorite Star Wars movie.
Star Wars movie. Good God. If I say Solo, I'm gonna get raked over the coals. If I go with Return of the Jedi, it'll be called Too Safe. And if I say Revenge of the Sith, I'm going to be honest. It's Revenge of the Sith.
I like Revenge of the Sith a lot. It's the only prequel. It's the only prequel I decided to open.
I love Revenge of the Sith. That is my absolute favorite.
That is a brilliant movie.
I like it a lot. That's the only, like I said, that's the only one I bothered to actually buy.
Yeah, the only 4K I own is Revenge of the Sith. Because I'm like, yeah, the Blu-ray's fine for the rest. I do really like Solo though. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I think that's probably that's my favorite Disney era Star Wars movie is Solo. Also, a lot of it because like Lando too, but
specifically a movie because I think what would be Andor would be the absolute favorite Disney.
Andor's my favorite Disney Star Wars thing. Solo's my favorite Disney Star Wars movie. But you think it'd be Rogue One because how much I like Andor, but I thought Andor was much better than Rogue One.
Oh, Brian, that's a good choice.
Goodfellas is a good choice.
I love that movie.
See, the thing is, I have
one of my favorite movie. One of my favorite movies personally to the comedy is Plane, Trains, and Automobiles.
I love that movie too. I was thinking of that movie.
My favorite story of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is that my mom watched that movie on TV, like, only, and forgot about, like, the really, like, language-heavy Steve Martin rant scene in the middle of the film. And so I was, like, I think I was, like, 13 watching that movie. We got the DVD, and we were, like, watching it. And my mom was like, I did not remember this scene. Oh, my God. And
there's two
they always cut it out of the TV version.
There's two actors I absolutely love for my favorite comedy movies. It's Steve Harvey and Chevy Chase. Chevy Chase is one of my favorite comedic actors from
Chevy Chase in his golden era is great. I love Bill Murray because Bill Murray usually just plays a sarcastic ass, and I vibe with it. Blade Runner. Oh, I love Blade Runner. I only watched Blade Runner recently, though.
Have you seen the sequel?
I haven't yet. I have it on Blu-ray, though.
I haven't heard really good things about it. Girl, have you seen Monster Squad?
It has been a long time. It's been a very long time. I need to watch Monster Squad again.
That movie's great. I love that movie. I watch it every year in Halloween time.
Naked Gun movies are great. I like the third one a lot. I don't know why.
Airplane. That's like one of my favorite comedies.
That's great. X2. Oh God, X2.
Oh, nice super chat from Casper. You guys collect the Blu-rays? If yes,
this is the right channel to ask. Yes.
Yes.
You guys collect Blu-rays? If yes, who has the biggest collection? Sound out.
I have the biggest collection. I have an entire sub-series on the channel called Disc Discussion, all about Blu-rays.
That should be like if you don't have anything else planned for this week, you should do like a Blu-ray collection video.
The hard part of my Blu-ray collection is I have 3 shelves up, and everything else is in a cabinet or a box because I need to reorganize and do this a lot.
Hey, you did the comics collection. You could do a Blu-ray one.
Yeah, I could do something with that. Comics collection one took me like 4 hours to make though. But yeah, no, I think we all own Blu-rays, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Most of mine are like DC.
I would love to collect more Blu-rays or DVDs, but a lot of that budget goes to other stuff like toys.
That Project Aiko Blu-ray, of course.
Oh yeah, that Project Aiko is so good. I need to watch it. I haven't watched it, but I got it. You
haven't gotten part 4 yet, right?
I'm waiting for 4, and then I'm gonna binge them all. Spin Dash says that he saw a Blu-ray player for $6 at a thrift store. Exactly my point.
Psycho, Disc Revenge of the Ben 10 volumes.
Oh my God. My Ben 10 stuff's in storage, but I could go on a whole tangent. That's worse than Ninja Turtles.
Oh no, I get rant at how Cartoon Network refused to give us complete series sets of this.
I love this tangent about movies. This is like this is my new favorite side tangent we've done.
When you rip the Band-Aid off, we need to talk about the Funko scenario.
Let's talk about Funko real quick. Psychos, don't bring up my Echo collection from Ben 10. That's that's a good list of kits, though, Smith. Anyways, Funko is sending $30 million worth of products to a landfill.
Golly.
God.
It's E.T. all over again. There's no pictures of this
Not that
yet,
Funkos aren't popular, they are, but boy, it's also very saturated.
I think my friend Will mentioned how it's Funko bubble finally burst her bubble. I think it's like the best way to describe this.
Oh, it absolutely has
There's
burst.
so many of them. Even though it's popular, it's still like too many. I always see stores crowded with them.
They make too much. Like,
they make too much of stuff that people don't want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I will say too, if it ends up in the same landfill as ET, I will go film a video there. It's within driving distance. I'm not anywhere near it, but I would go and find it again. I would cover this in a documentary.
God, but it's it's one of those things where Funko collectors, because it's still, I know people go like, Funko Pops, yuck, but like there is a hardcore collector scene for them. Like, that's how a lot of like stores get their revenue. Like, toy stores or comic stores especially, that's a lot of their revenue.
Mm-hmm.
My comic shop buys Pops on the cheap and then puts up for sale where it's like buy 2 for $10 or something, and they just clear inventory like nobody's business.
But I think the problem is when it comes to Funko Pops is there's only certain. There's a lot, but there is definitely still a certain type of Funko Pop that collectors want, and I think the problem is that I think Funko made too much of a lot of the ones that people don't want, hence why like they're not selling because a lot of the collectors are like already have that one, for example, or like that's not rare.
Too many variants. The exclusives are what the collectors are actually after, and they keep making full lines of Funko Pops from movies before seeing how their box office was to know if there's any interest.
Mm-hmm.
We're moving on because I do have a couple more topics to get to. we got sidetracked today. Hey Digimon, Ghost Game's getting an English dub.
So where was this? Because I didn't hear about this.
Casting notice. There was a casting notice and confirmation from various people around the LA and the dubbing scene. An English dub for Ghost Game has entered pre-production. The acronized title for the production being passed around, even though a number of people told us Ghost Game, is the acronym DGMN. GG, so Digimon Ghost Game. Apparently, because I mean, the guy that wrote this article works on Discotek stuff, so he would know this. It appears the plan is to be lower budget than a few recent Digimon dubs, and combined with the Adventure : dub might provide a reason why Toei and Bandai aren't rushing into new anime TV series or rushing to start the Adventure dub. They have 130 episodes that they'll have dubbed in a decent period of time. And they can make a ton of money because Digimon does do better outside Japan than in Japan. So,
it's a national franchise.
Yeah, this is good news because dubs make things accessible, and I think that's probably why Ghost Game's going to be ending soon, and then we'll just wait for the next anime.
It's interesting because we still especially with Digicon, there was no new updates on the Adventure : dub.
The only thing we've got is that it's coming in spring 2023, according to the pamphlet from the Digimon fan meetup.
Really?
That's it.
Because we still don't have confirmation of where it's going to air.
Yeah, we have no details. There's some kind of deal that they probably worked out.
Hearing this I'm not surprised that if the plan is they want to dub this and then have air Adventure, then after it's done, Ghost Game. And it's interesting to say lower budget dub because I think they may sound bad, but I think it's more of since there's only technically 6 central characters you really need to have in every episode. That means when you have your 6 main voice actors, then you can have then they can have those 6 voice actors voice other Digimon of the week or just get guest actor because there's only a few recurring characters throughout Ghost Game, so it's only like a small pool of actors to really have.
And they'll probably do the thing like they do even in the Japanese version of the show where they use like one voice actor for 10 different guest spots. So,
because especially I think because when they said lower budget, especially compared to Adventure 2020, you have what 8 times 8, so what 16?
16 main characters,
16 main characters. So that's a big dub. That's a quite expensive dub.
I'm looking forward to this, but I guess there's not really much else to go on. Jerry, do you have any thoughts on Ghost Game getting dubbed?
Well, better late than never.
Yeah.
With Techie T, get Frank or Troy Baker, they're out. They don't do anime dubs anymore. They don't do anime
Frank,
dubs.
they're on to higher paying gigs.
And I just go like, well, this one sentence, and you guys are like, all right.
Blue Baron said, "What about Applemon? That poor show, I think, is too tied to its toy line."
That show, as much as I would love Applemon to get official release, it's too far gone.
At least we got it subbed on Crunchyroll.
Yeah, because I think that show was too tied into its toy line that it's not like, and I don't think because unlike let's say Yokai Watch was only like a few years off from the initial launch of Yokai Watch, there's no way they're gonna revive a 5-year-old series.
Yeah, not to mention when we have 2 shows here that don't have major toy tie-ins besides Vital Bracelets and card games, which are evergreen. So. Futo PI getting an English dub. I don't even know if it's going to happen, to be honest.
I think it's up to. Would it be up to Toei or the animation company did Futo PI?
It would be up to Crunchyroll because Crunchyroll bought the distribution rights for the dub, but they haven't produced it yet. I don't think it's happening. I think if it was going to happen, it would have already happened.
Yeah, I think Futo PI did well for Crunchyroll for action anime standards. Because I know some people
I just think it did well, but it didn't do well enough to put in the money for a dub.
It's not like let's say the Gridman animes where they can rely on Trigger the fans are triggered to checking out.
Also, because I think the Gridman animes did better. The other thing is the what was it? Futopia has other language dubs besides English, so I feel like it would have happened if it already happened.
Yeah,
If it was going to happen, it should have already happened by now. Anyways, Digimon. I guess answering a question from the stream topic, so I was just trying to fill out a thumbnail. What's the future of Digimon? Probably we're going to see, Japan's focused on the 02 movie. Outside Japan, getting English dubs of these two shows and merch. Digimon's still doing well. So the fact that Ghost Game is ending is not like when Frontier ended, or when Sabers ended, or when Cross Wars ended, or when Applemon ended.
Wait, because we already have Digimon Seekers. Like they announced Seekers, even though that's not anime. that's like they already that's the next thing big for Digimon.
It's just like with Star Trek Discovery ending for Star Trek. That doesn't mean the whole franchise is going under. There's still stuff coming out. It's just
Digimon
this one wrong running thing is ending, and that's about it.
Digimon is a much healthier.
Helping, isn't it?
The card game is still going on.
The card game is the only reason we got anything. The Vital Bracelet Ghost Game, the anime continuing longer than a couple curs, is because the card game blew the hell up. It's the reason we have anything Digimon right now.
Digimon is in a much healthier state it has ever been.
Yep. And the international sales has been part of that. Toei has recognized that the international fandom is the reason why this is doing well. And that's why
there's a reason why Seekers going to be international and not just going to be like Japan only. And I really, and we got the Anime Heroes Digimon, which I think sold well because every I see them, they always sell.
Yeah, my store sold out of all their
I
stock.
think they're also sold in a lower number, guys, because a lot of people have stated that they've been unable to find them.
Yep.
Yeah,
but that means that the actual demand exceeded their projected demand. So
we're still getting figurized kits for Digimon for
Figure Arts is still happening. Dan Presto's still pumping stuff out. Mega House has got a bunch of stuff.
Digimon is the most healthiest state it's ever been in his lifetime.
Yep.
It's not the best health, but it's healthy enough that it's doing correctly.
I think it's doing better than even when we had 4 back-to-back shows at the beginning of the franchise, because right now we're seeing every year become greater in sales as opposed to back then when it just kind of dipped off after 02.
I'll argue it's doing better than Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! In terms of multimedia, because I feel like it's only really the card game carrying Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, no, nowadays. With Digimon, I wish there was a little bit more. I wish there was a little bit more merchandise, at least internationally available, rather than us having to wait slowly for it. I know one of the biggest problems though is Bandai right now keeps effing up their Gunpla / model kit community, so that's the reason why we're not getting more characters. I wish because remember when even though Figure Eyes Dragon Ball Z wasn't the best, they at least got out more characters in a more fashionable time. I just wish we were able to get more of a roster, because right now for basic Figure Eyes we only have 5 characters to the
we have Greymon, Metal if you don't count repaints, we had Greymon, Metal Grumon, Galtmon, and Magnamon, Angemon. So that's 5 kits.
I kind of wish we had at least maybe at least 8 or 10 by now.
Yeah, I think that's where Anime Heroes
amplified line.
Anime Heroes is going to help a lot to get more characters out. I think though that the future of Digimon is, we're going to run over just so everyone knows just a little bit, even though I want to go open my Thunder Tank, just because I got a couple more topics I want us to get to.
He really just doesn't want to open the Thunder Tank. He's too overwhelmed by its size.
A little bit overwhelmed by its size and its weight, and I messed up my back, so lifting it is actually impossible.
You should
I was supposed to be reviewing stuff right now, but I'm still not feeling good from the massive constipation I had for the last 2 days, and my dad's staying home because he's also sick, so I have no quiet time at the house.
Well,
you should honestly, Sal, you should just film you unboxing the Thunder Tank in the video.
I might try it because I don't know how it's gonna go.
This is what you do: you have your mom have one side, your dad have another side, and you take the center.
You take a Sora Omens and then and drop the box.
Yeah,
no.
Exactly.
Use the Sword of Omens and do Thundercats Ho, and then your parents see the sign and then they show up to help you get it out of
they show up and they take it out, and I'm just standing there holding the sword.
Yes.
This is great. I like our brainstorming.
It never works though.
Before we move on, I'm not getting any Anime Heroes Bleach or the figure arts. Is anybody else going after Bleach figures?
I'm gonna get the Bleach just to add, because I haven't seen that much Bleach. I just want to get it for the Shonen Jump collection.
Like I kind of want just Ichigo, but also at the same time I'm like, this came out way too late in my life for me to be like, I still watch it. You know what I'm saying? I still F's with it, but I'm not gonna actually buy it.
I think my problem with the Bleach figures is the way the pants always turn out.
That's always the problem with the Bleach design, is those big robes are hard to make into posable
Also, I
legs.
never watched past episode 10, so.
Okay, well here's the thing. This is what you do. You just watch it, and then question which part is filler, which part is.
Does it do what change?
I'm already doing that with Naruto. I don't think I need to do that with another.
You can just read the manga if you really want.
I might do that. I've been in a manga mood lately.
Honestly, I would say read the manga, because I was trying to watch the anime with friends, and for me, the pacing of the first early on the anime really killed my enjoyment of it. So
Dear
I think the manga
chat,
might be
do you want to talk about Lightning Collection leaks? Yes or no? Yeah.
There's more.
There's more. If everybody says no, I'll just move on to the last topic that I had, which is just me gushing about stuff. So, if you guys, all right, Smith said sure. Yeah, no, I don't know. I haven't gotten into Bleach. Okay, yep, everyone said okay. That's 3 yeses. That's enough. That's enough for a little chat.
We haven't done a poll this stream.
We haven't.
Okay, you know what the poll? You know what the poll should be? How many polls should we purposely make for the next stream then? For this chat?
You know what? We're gonna do that right now. As I click
make
to the wrong
poll.
tab.
You're gonna literally make a fake ass poll saying how many polls should I have next week?
Yes. As if I can remember where the poll button is. How many polls next week? 1,
2, 5,
3,
10.
7, 24. This poll may or may not actually have any result in what I do next week, because I may forget we did this, but
I won't let them forget this one.
Yes. All right, let's talk Lightning Collection leaks. All right, so Lightning Fig PR, my trusted Lightning Collection news source, he says that yes, there is a Wild Force Red Battleizer figure coming as a deluxe release. This is the Wild Force Red that he had leaked prior, because he said he was asked not to share that it was a Battleizer. Battleizers as deluxe figures is a thing that Hero Club did an article about. Said they should do
we predicted this.
We predicted Battleizers as deluxe figures. Brian brings up a good point. Josh leaked Lightspeed Blue. He could also be a deluxe figure with a Mega Battle. That's definitely a possibility. Yes. C6, I was about to take a nap. You just got to PR. Yeah, sorry. We got really sidetracked today. I apologize. We got on a whole tangent about movies in the middle of our last hour. So anyways, this was originally going to be Deluxe Wave 3 with Minotaur, but that changed to maybe this will be Deluxe Wave 4. Minotaur may still get released. Minotaur's probably coming because of Once and Always, since he's going to be in that. Apparently, Morphonaut is a figure that's been developed, may or may not have been replaced by Invisible Phantom. Morphonaut is the white Phantom Ranger from the Power Rangers.
Yeah, I was about to say, what the... It's funny. I've read the comic and I keep forgetting his name is Morphonaut. I just call it
the Universe Phantom Ranger.
Yep. Every time I see it, I'm just like, oh look, it's like, the Imperial freaking Phantom Ranger.
And then the big thing with the Battleizer is that he's heard no coal head. Not 100% sure if the armor is removable in order to have a regular Wild Force Red figure, but it might. We'll see what happens. So, yeah, what do you guys think? I'm gonna pull up.
I hope. Asked, who's Minotaur, anyways? A monster who had 2 episodes dedicated to him in Jew Ranger and a single episode in Mighty Morphin Season 1.
Was he voiced by Bryan Cranston also, or no?
No, I think it was just Snizzard.
Let me pull him up real quick. He's
a really cool design. He's a really cool design. He had a 5.5 action gimmick back in the day, but he's actually not really that most. I would say outside of design, it's not really memorable.
In terms of the Battleizer, I really hope the armor's not removable, because I just imagine it's gonna be a mess with the wings.
Yep.
Yeah, no, they say it's gonna be removable, but I wonder how they're gonna make it work without effing up that Battleizer, because that Battleizer was pretty sleek.
Yeah, because if you had the chest removable, but also had the wings in the back, that's gonna be a nightmare to keep that together.
So there's Minotaur. I'm gonna pull up the small ass image here. Yeah, this is the problem. Is that the removable armor on this would be a problem. But if they don't do removable armor, we don't have to worry about how many stripes he has on his chest.
Yeah, because you could easily hide a diaphragm joint underneath the armor.
Yep.
It's easy, like there you go. Because that's the thing I'm kind of wondering about this figure is, can he do the whole full? He better do the whole wing shield gimmick. That's the most.
I don't
iconic
know.
part.
The Silver Cycle doesn't transform.
Yeah, exactly.
It's one of the things where it's like I get that one's at least I can understand. This one's like it's just folding the wings, but who knows? I'm just hoping it has paint that they managed to put the budget for all the detailing paint on it, because that's if you're not gonna do the flippable wings, or at least have the wings be fully painted.
I mean, if he's fully painted like this Blue Centurion, I'd be cool with that. Because I really like Blue Centurion. I don't mind a coal head. How's everyone else feeling about not having a coal head?
I don't think we should even have Ranger heads outside of the ones that actually took their helmets off.
The thing is that the swappable head thing, too many of them have been done really poor for me to care anymore. But this case, Cole having an unmasked head on this figure would be
dumb.
It'd be weird. It wouldn't work.
The
biggest thing I noticed with this guy is that the knee pads, the shin pads, and the arm pads would be really hard to have as removable pieces.
Yep.
In terms of the Civic Call Have, I
would buy the Lightning Battleizer for Red Lost Galaxy. I just want that to be on the record.
When it comes to, I won't be surprised if Hasbro decides not to do Cole's head because of the whole Ricardo's situation in real life. Because
but they did produce a Michael Copon head.
Well, Michael Copon's more he's a bigoted and not actual.
Oh, aside from the assault allegations,
Yeah, but that's it. It
hasn't gone to court like Medina did.
Yeah, that's still allegations at least still.
Yeah, it didn't go to court. The thing is that I don't think the actors have any basis on if they're going to make a head. Psycho mentions, if they're not coming with a Cole head, maybe they'll just do a regular Wild Force Red later on. That's probably more likely what the option is. Also, he doesn't have a holster in this form, so that'd be another change.
It'd be pretty smart for this figure.
I forget. Does he have a weapon? Does he use the Falcon arrow or no?
No, but they should include it as an accessory just so when they make the regular Red Ranger, he'll have his other weapon. Because we have the lion head that was a a giant ass knuckle duster that became a cannon, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we know they're probably going to omit one for the other.
Because Cole, Cole's weapon? He has the lion knuckle. Does he have a lion blaster?
Yeah, the knuckle I think turns into the blaster.
Yeah,
something like that. Then and they're probably not gonna do it, but there's also the
Falcon Summoner.
Yeah, there's the Falcon Summoner, but there's also the PR original weapon.
Oh boy,
what was it?
The jungle cannon. I feel like they're gonna forget exists.
Yeah, which one did Cole had?
He had it was
the
a gauntlet.
Falcon Slicer.
It was a gauntlet,
or whatever it was called.
But I don't think they're gonna do the jungle cannon. I really do like the jungle cannon. They're not gonna do the jungle cannon.
Probably not.
because it's too toyetic. Because even though I liked it as a kid, I also realized this thing won't sell good for accessories probably when they make figures.
I do think though that I think we're on track that I think everyone would like this to be two separate figures, right? I think that's the best solution.
If they try to make it both Battleizer and normal red, that would be too much for the budget, even for a deluxe figure.
Any other thoughts on this? I mean, I guess we'll see. Again, we'll see when they reveal it. Whenever that happens, they don't have marketing at Power Rangers at the moment.
It's funny.
I don't think they have marketing at most of the other brands outside of Marvel.
They're now hiring a brand manager to work Power Rangers and Fortnite as a dual job. So.
Oh boy.
I find it funny we're talking about this today.
Josh better get hip then.
I find it funny that we're talking about this figure now because on my YouTube recommendations earlier today, I got recommended the old Bandai 12-inch commercial for the 12-inch Battleizers. I just find it funny.
Yeah. I miss the 12-inch Battleizers.
Yeah, those figures where you could take off the armor and become little power animals, Saint Seiya style.
Do we have anything else in the comments before we kind of move along?
Remember when Lost Galaxy's Battleizer turned into the Battleizer we got because they were promoting the original Battleizer to be a Mythcloth-like thing, and I guess they realized it'd be too cost-effective, so they're like, nope. They made these toys, And from what I've heard, was originally those were the intended battleizer, but then it didn't pan out because they were like, oh, this is just making a giant weird spaceship thing that gives them booties.
Because usually with Bandai, they usually have a spring wave, was it spring wave battleizer and a winter wave or fall wave battleizers?
That's when they started it with Lost Galaxy. They made like these fake ass ones. That's like how we got Mega Battle and the what was it, the Trans Cycles or whatever they're called.
Trans Cycle for Carter and another two have the Mega
and that's
Battles.
Because like one came out in an earlier wave and the other one came out in a later wave.
I like Muteki T's idea of the normal red Wild Force with the bike that killed Serpentera, and I like Brian's idea of Wild Force Red and 2-pack with Master Org, Zunaku, or Venjix.
Here's the thing. I much I would like the bike. They're never going to do the whole like eagle head transformation. They can't do.
Considering they didn't do the most basic transformation ever with the silver bike, I'm not out here asking for transforming bikes because that's not going to happen at this point apparently, because all the Silver Cycle had to do was turn a wheel twice, and it couldn't do that. So
that's always the frustrating thing about Lightning Clutches. We can come up with perfect ideas for figures and multi-packs or deluxe figures, but they'll never listen. Because just imagine, like, you could easily do
just go look at the original Hero Club article that me and Soundout worked on. Some of those happened, some of those didn't.
Yep.
I mean, would it be cool if they did like a Once a Ranger 5-pack? Yes. It'll never happen.
Oh, Brian asked an interesting question, and I'll answer this one. What would you think of Hasbro adapting Saber as Power Rangers? You know, of all Kamen Riders, Saber is the most Sentai-like Kamen Rider show.
Until Geats.
Until even Geats, like, because the thing is that like. The Sentai, the fact that like most times in Saber it is multicolored ranger, like multicolored transformation suits, with having like Saber is red, Blades is blue, Kenzan is green. Like you could actually make a Power Rangers show out of that legitimately. It would take some work, but you could do it.
It's just adapted to the long lost sequel of Missing Knights.
Yeah. Yeah, so we have one last topic, everybody. Got one last topic. You guys won't believe what the last topic on the live stream that has covered everything from Jennifer Coolidge to Ninja Turtles to Hasbro crossovers to Dragon Stars to Mattel possibly dying to everything else to what is our final topic? Oh my god, look at this Lego Indiana Jones set, guys.
God.
I'm gonna go so broke over this.
I had a lot of this because these are quote unquote leaks, but they were unofficially released in stores, so it's a technically official release.
Yep.
I got so much nostalgia when these pictures came out because I remember having the original Lego Indiana Jones sets and playing the Lego Indiana Jones video game as a kid. So there's a lot of nostalgia for it. I have for these sets. It's kind of funny because some people I know discussing about like Lego might be canceling some sets because of the Nazi imagery or the Temple of Doom sets. I don't think they are, because we got one set is literally the scene of Last Crusade of the Nazi jet chasing after his dad.
We'll get to that, but I love the support that Brian's like, Soundout has to enjoy the indie stuff while it lasts. I appreciate this. I appreciate everyone just like tolerating my indie like hype train stuff because this is my year and this is probably it.
Sound of Production, The Last Crusade.
Because literally what's going to happen is this movie's going to come out and it's probably going to bomb just like the Crystal Skull, and then it's going to go into remission again.
Exactly.
Again, it's Soundout's Last Crusade.
Psycho said, look at the poll. What happened at the poll? 32% vote. 35% have voted for 24 polls next week.
In a tie. A tie with 3 polls and 24 polls.
All right. Back on track. I love this Temple of the Golden Idol set. Now, this is similar to one that they released back during Crystal Skull. I think this is better. Okay, let me pull up.
This is a CT, I think a direct-to-consumer set, 18 plus set, so they were able to include more stuff in this. So
missed opportunity to call it the idol, the Temple of the Fertility Idol, but
I don't think Legos is very comfortable having it on their box.
It's funny because Disney was cool with putting it on a theme park item. Anyways, sorry for the slightly sloppiness of this. This is the old set. it's a lot more bare bones. The boulder is just a ball. There's, it's got the railing thing, and then it's very basic. Yeah, it comes with the plane. I know this is like, this new one is part of the Collector's Diorama series, right?
Because it looks like there. You look at the front, there might be switches. You can activate little gimmicks on the set, like the boulder falling down and such like that.
And then
I hope
the boulder's made of bricks, which I love. It looks better.
I hope since 18 plus, we can actually have a gimmick of Selble dying in the spikes.
Yeah, Smith the Crow said, note one of the details in the new set involving the spikes. There is a skeleton there, yes. I am in love with this set, guys. I looked at the listings that had leaked. Apparently, this is going to be $150. It's 1,545 pieces. It does have batteries for the light above the idol, which is freaking cool. Like, look at
I
that.
didn't even notice there's a light brick in this set.
There is a light brick. It comes with Alfred Molina, so you can get like skewered. It's got is that Belloc at the end there? Anyways,
yeah,
boulder, spikes.
All I know is
you can put Alfred Molina in the spikes.
I know if I ever go to your place, I'm just gonna pop off Alfred Molina's head and put it onto one of your Doc Ock minis, and then have him attack the set.
Do you want me to just give you I can just give you the Alfred Molina Doc Ock to do the same thing. You don't have to pop the head.
Okay, they actually.
I have the Alfred Molina Doc Ock from way back when, so.
All right, cool.
That just have him hang out.
Yeah, I'll just have him hang out like attacking Indiana Jones, just like.
There's another one other set to leak. There's the tree sex leak.
I'll show that in a moment. There's one last thing with this set. The hinges. There's 2 hinges right here. Does this thing fold up into a square for storage? Because that would be my favorite thing ever.
No, it just folds up anyway.
No. What it is, it's to have the set be an arc. Other Lego sets do that.
I would love it if it folded up, though. It would be so perfect.
It sadly won't, but because as someone who built a bunch of Lego sets, those are there to help have the set at the angle, like the
angle is good though. I prefer that to being a straight line.
He wants his Polly Pocket toy.
I want my Polly Pocket Lego Indie, yes. Because I'm out of space, guys. This is going to have to, take up a whole
That's why I had to stop collecting Lego. I'm out of space.
Take that, Lego Man.
I know.
Mock us that one year, Lego Man.
Going back to the other sets, there is the Escape from the Lost Tomb from Raiders Lost Ark, where they find the Ark. This looks great. Holy cow.
There's a Bionicle reference and an Exoforce reference.
Guys, we finally found the Ark. Now we can end the issues in the Holy Land.
Yep.
We found the Ark, boys.
Found the Ark. It's right there. There is Golly's mask on the wall. There's an Exoforce reference on the sticker sheet. It comes with Sala. It comes with a mummy. It comes with a freaking mummy to tip things.
And it has the R2-D2 C-3PO Easter egg.
Naturally. It's got Marion and the snakes. Why there have
Speaking
to be
of Bionicle, it's reminding me of that AI Joe Rogan video where he's talking about the legal issues that Bionicle went through.
Adding to this,
I'm curious what's inside the Ark. I'm curious if Legos could put anything inside the Ark.
They might.
Probably melting faces.
Adding to this, yes, we had the fighter plane chase with the Nazi fighter pilot and the car, and so that way we get Sean Connery. I am in. There is a listing for a Temple of Doom set, and I want to see what it looks like.
Here's the question: how many women is he going to hit in this Lego set?
That's the one because the Temple of Doom set is people thinking it might be delayed or canceled because of the subject matter of Temple of Doom. I don't think so, unless Lego officially says anything.
Lego has not shied away from things like Blood Gods.
Mm-hmm.
I will buy them. I think the Temple of Doom probably got delayed because they have it's like a $35 set, $45 set, a $150 set, and the Temple of Doom is supposed to be $80. I think they probably were like, we need to push one of these because that's a lot of product to drop at once.
I think Starchild just keeps quoting the movie in the chat. He's like, the floor is moving. No time for love, Dr. Joe.
I love it. Yeah, we could put the Sean Connery head in a suit and tie and put it with the James Bond car that came out.
And then they could also give him a nice old school Spanish conquistador outfit, give him a katana and a nice hat, and call him Ramirez. We could get our Highlander set going.
If only they made sets for Black Adam, so we could have Pierce Brosnan with Sean Connery.
I don't know why, but my brain is like, how could we even do Highlander Lego sets? Would they give us the Silver Cup? Oh my God, Jerry! Imagine a Lego Silver Cup set with Clancy Brown. Oh my God. Hire me, Lego. Hire me for Highlander 40th anniversary.
Well, on that note, that's the last topic I got. So,
Your last again. You really should call all the indie reviews Soundout Productions the last
Last
crusade for
crusade.
indie.
Honestly, Scrublord Gaming says, is there any Nazi symbols in the set, or is it just plain? It's just
That's
plain.
plain.
It's just plain, and so I don't know.
I remember in the original indie sets that they made the one set based off that one scene rated where Indy was fighting that one Nazi soldier, and it was that same plane with he got his head cut off.
Oh
and
yeah,
that was they read the box art for that set, sort of recreating that while showing the graphic stuff.
mm-hmm.
Like it didn't make sense based on Batman the Suicide Squad. Well, more of when the Suicide Squad films were coming out, they included the Suicide Squad members in sets,
Yeah.
but they didn't make official Suicide Squad sets because they can't.
Muteki T asked, any new videos this week? Friday's video is going to be the Thunder Tank, because I could try to push it out for Wednesday, but I'd probably hurt myself.
I like you. It sounds like the Thunder Tank will hurt you if you open the box.
I feel like for this Thunder Tank, because it's so damn big, you should probably try to push it for just next Wednesday to be safe.
I might, but let's see how it goes when I go start filming. If it becomes a disaster, I may just.
Is
It's
it-
going to be a disaster.
Is it gonna be, question? Is the Thunder Tank the size of an actual house cat?
Probably.
Yes.
I don't have a house cat to compare though.
I
should
do.
I should
It
pick up
is.
one of the stray cats on my street. That'd work.
And then all of a sudden, have Soundout get rabies and Wheels inherit his collection. I don't know.
Thunder Tank.
How did he?
Yeah, we'll see how the Thunder Tank goes, because it's not like that's gonna do any better if I do it this week as opposed to next week. It's a thing that you can't buy anymore, like officially. So
I recommend this. Can't buy it anymore.
yeah, I'd be like, go buy one on eBay or whatever. So we'll see how that goes. I'm a little bit strapped for like easy video ideas for like Wednesday.
Blu-ray collection.
I don't know why, but Soundout, I was gonna make
Yeah.
a joke. At this point, you might as well just put my videos up on your channel, then you'll have the easy content.
Yeah, honestly. But no, like the
That
thing is, I'm working. So like I injured my back on Friday, and now it's thrown me off a little bit. I was supposed to have a lot more cleaning done than I do, so now I'm like, how do I adjust for this?
But you need to be like Kevin Conroy in the Crisis of Ventus, have a robot exoskeleton on
That
you
would
now.
help. That would help. Smith the Crow. I'm probably gonna end up with those Lego Indiana Jones sets, and if I do, I'll review them. Brian asked, "What March movies am I skipping?" I think the
All
only
of
one I'm
them,
actually
probably.
seeing is Shazam.
Yeah, I think I don't know what else is coming out besides Shazam this month.
Yeah.
I still need to see Ant-Man.
You can wait for Disney Plus for Ant-Man.
Yeah, or just go watch Spy Kids 3, Ryan. Just go watch Spy Kids 3.
That's a whole stream for another day.
Well, I'm just
Dragon
saying
Ball
that-
physical media video. Should I finally do a coverage of Dragon Ball's stupid
a
physical
lot of
media
people
history?
a lot of people
okay,
already
okay.
do it
Okay.
already, so
Sound out. Here's the thing: if you do Dragon Ball,
Oh, yeah, Creed 3 is out. I didn't watch the first two Creeds, even though I worked on 2, because I didn't get credited, and I held it against the movie for a while. And then I found out that like that was not an uncommon occurrence, and that I shouldn't have expected to be credited. And now I'm not so bad about it, but I'll probably catch it later because I have to catch up.
I was surprised. Like, you have the movies you worked on.
Yeah, because I was a little bit bummed out I wasn't credited. Even though I did
I
all the
understand
paperwork.
that feeling completely.
John Wick 4, I haven't seen the first 3, even though I'm a Keanu Reeves fan. Dungeons and Dragons, I forgot that was coming out.
I forgot.
I want
that
to wait
was
to see if it's going to be good, because it may collapse Hasbro, and I may not want to support it. What? I'm not asking for the collapse of Hasbro.
if you do physical Dragon Ball media, what you're gonna need to do though is you're gonna need me, Jerry, and Darkon to send you photos of like the old VHSs and the hilarity of
Oh, I
Oh,
have a
that
ton
one.
of those. Yes.
because the hilarity.
My other
that
problem is my Dragon Ball DVD collection's in storage, and I can't get it right
Yeah.
now. And
Oh no, because I was gonna say the hilarity is as me and Jerry can tell you, and the chat right now is that after the Cell games concluded, they had no preview for next time on Dragon Ball because they were gonna go into a brief hiatus. Like they were like, okay, we're like those seasonal breaks where they just want to go and dub stuff in advance. Well, they did one of those, so they cut the preview for next time on Dragon Ball, so people thought it was over. Everyone, back to school shopping that summer.
Yeah.
Were shopping and found VHSs going never
Yes.
before seen on on
Yep.
TV episodes. They were marketing the Boo
Oh,
saga
Boo-
before
yep.
it went
That's
to
how I
TV.
got 'em.
Is that where a lot of the people thought like Toriyama wanted to end it after the Cell Games stuff came
Yeah.
out?
No. That was already stuff he was saying in Japan over in Kanzenshu, but early internet like kids and Dragon Ball fans didn't also thought it ended there in some cases. But Toriyama had stated he wanted to either move away from Dragon Ball around the Cell Saga because he was just having a nightmare during the Cell
It's
Saga with his
it
editor.
was very stressful on him.
Yeah, he and his editor didn't get
Yeah.
along.
Super stressful.
And then when he got the Boo editor like gave him too much free range.
Yeah,
And
Yeah,
that's why
I know about
why Toriyama believes Gohan isn't a marketable character, was because his editor let him do whatever he wanted, and then he didn't like how he took
Yep.
Gohan in the direction that he went in.
Mm.
So a lot of people blame it. He just didn't have a filter.
I was gonna say, me and Sylvester Stallone don't have quite the same feelings on Creed 3. I haven't gotten around to Creed 3 because I haven't gotten around to watching the first two, and I think the movie's probably great. Sylvester Stallone feels the franchise was ripped away from him, and I'm like, yeah, you also forgot to thank the people that made Creed when you got your Oscar. So, that's Hollywood.
Yeah, I do recommend the Creed. I love, as a Rocky fan, I love the Creed movies.
Yeah,
so much.
I have them on Blu-ray.
I heard the Creed 3 is super anime, and I don't know what
Oh,
that means.
Yes.
Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B.
loves-
Jordan is a giant
Michael
weeb.
B. Jordan supposedly referenced Hajime no
super
Ippo, Ashita no
Ippo?
Joe. Like Ippo and Joe he referenced.
Ippo,
Well, that's all
Joe.
I
There's
know.
one shot that's the Joe like double KO punch thing.
He also references Dragon Ball, like some Dragon Ball Z
Yep.
shit in there.
His outfit for Killmonger is literally the Saiyan armor.
Yeah, no, an anime nerd now is a director and leading actor in a lot of movies, and he's now directing, and so now it's all getting very anime, and that's great. I do want to see Creed 3. I just probably won't catch up in time to go see it in theaters. I'll probably catch it later, but
Anyways, shout outs. I guess
we probably should wrap up. I could just sit here and talk for another hour, but I don't want to.
We should. We should just
I
talk.
could if I'm not
Like,
careful.
people hate us.
Let's end that poll. I'm gonna end that poll right now.
We're gonna end your poll.
Guys,
that means.
favorite Mega Man
I don't
NT
know what it
Warrior
means.
character, because I never watched the show, so.
Because talk about, because there's two cans. You got the anime can, the game cans. I think for
Yep.
Pick one of each. Go.
Game can based on EXE, anime canon. Mr. Match, the operator for Fireman.exe. Love
Wheels,
his
go.
arc in the anime.
Probably like Soundout said. I'm not Soundout. Darklaw said with like Mr. Match with Flame Man and Heat Man. Like, bro was a bad guy who was like, wait, we're doing the wrong thing. Let me help Mega Man out. His boy gets murdered, gets turned into Match. Was it?
It was first. It was first Fireman, then turned to Heat Man.
Yeah, and then Heat Man gets killed and somehow
Turn back to Fireman.
Yeah, that is one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. But that was probably really good. I know the anime is the reason why the guy with the sniper rifle was very popular.
Searchman. Yep.
But I hated Searchman in the games. I thought he was like the most lamest pain in the ass. So yeah, Ryan's correct. If you want to watch one thing, go watch the anime. If you want to play it, play the games. It's
All right.
Lexi, Battle Network Lexi Collection comes out next month.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jerry, do you have any favorites?
Favorite what?
Battle Network character. If you
I
ever played
watched
the
that
game.
anime and I never played the game. I watched the anime, but that's all purged. Right? I Eureka 7 that anime in my head, unfortunately.
It happens.
And if you guys don't understand that reference, it's that I watched every episode of Eureka 7, but don't retain it.
Speaking of Eureka 7, Chris made a funny joke last night that me and Jerry were like, he's right, but also uncalled for. Like the Winter Soldier
he's
thing.
out of line, but he's right.
He's out, yeah. Chris was like, you do realize Zoid's Chaotic Century is just the basis for Eureka 7. And I was like, Chris, she was a like ancient goddess kind of creature, not a goddamn alien moth. And he's like, you know what, you're right, but it's still technically the same.
All right.
And also, by the way, Zoid's Chaotic Century, they're trying to do a worldwide redistribution of it. Sub and dub, baby. Fly Height returns.
And there is a 65% chance it'll be owned by Sony when it is distributed, because they own 65% of the worldwide market now. Anyways, on that depressing note, our poll came out to 36% said 3 polls next week, 36% said 24 polls next week, 22% said 7, and 4% said 1.
Which means you're doing 27 votes next week.
24 polls.
Yeah, make it even.
27.
27.
Okay. So
It's a tie.
we're going to be doing a poll every few minutes next week. Oh, Brian says rank upcoming June movies based on your excitement. Indiana Jones is the top because I think that's very clear.
Hey, what are the June movies?
I'm telling you right
any-
now.
yeah.
I will tell you mine. It's Indy first, then it's Spider-Verse, then it's Transformers, then Flash. There's a fifth
all
one.
the
isn't
way
there?
down.
Yeah,
all
Flash
way
is the
down.
bottom for me. I'm not even going to go see it in theaters. Disney's got an animated movie that month. Elemental.
I think
Elemental's below Flash. I don't even know what that movie is. All right, rank movies. Ryan, go.
Spider-Verse, Transformers, Indy, and Flash all the way down.
Wheels, go.
I don't really like Indiana Jones, so it's probably the bottom, but above Elemental.
Does anyone have Elemental above anything but the bottom?
I don't even know
Well,
what is Elemental.
And Pixar's new movie.
There was a teaser trailer. I don't know anything about it.
What are the June movies again?
Elemental, Transformers, Indy, Spider-Verse, and
Flash.
Transformers.
Flash.
Oh, Flash. Bleh.
Spider-Verse and Indy. The other ones are just I don't even need to rank them.
Cool. Well, there we go. Okay, I won't say the name of the movie, but if you know what CB stands for, I might watch it when it hits streaming.
CBT?
No, not that. I'm not allowed to say the first half of this movie that involves Bear.
Yeah,
Okay.
supposedly, even though this movie's great, YouTube is cracking down on anyone who says it's full.
CBT?
No, just CB Bear, Jerry.
Sea Bear, CB.
How about this?
I just can't say the full title.
Okay, how about this? Cola Bear.
Cola
Bear. I like that. Let's go with that. I haven't seen it, but I kind of want to watch it if it's streaming. There's some movies that I just don't feel like going through the effort and the money and the driving to go out to a theater, even though I'll watch them at home. Am I part of the problem? Yeah, but
I think the problem is ever since COVID, man, like there's no point really going to see stuff in theaters. If you can put it on streaming, just put it on streaming.
The only things I'll go out for is the stuff where it's like, like MCU movies, because I'm like, I got to see these because I have to keep up with the Marvel Legends and the I keep up with that stuff. I'll go out to see DC movies, except for Flash, because like, what's the point? If I want to see it, if I want to see it, if I'm excited and I'm in, regardless, I'll just go see it in a theater.
Okay, so let's end the stream. We're going for 30 minutes.
Sorry, we're going way too long. Brian makes a good point. Other people ruin the experience. My theater has a bad habit of not starting movies on time. So yeah, no, I will just watch it at home unless I'm too excited to wait. And that's going to be for things like Indy or Spider-Verse.
I don't even do like midnight screenings or like immediate day one screenings. I choose like if it's like a weekday and like it's not during the summertime, like like a May.
I go on
May
Sundays
release,
to the IMAX.
I'll go like I'll still try to go the first day on certain movies, right?
Yeah.
But I'll try to make sure it's in the middle of the day when everyone has to work or is in school.
Yep. Go with those low crowd times because stuff's crazy. All right, we're gonna close this out because we've been going an extra half hour, and I know Ryan's got to run because he's getting antsy. I hear him. Hear it in the voice.
I have work tomorrow.
He has work tomorrow. You can find the Dark Claw 643 at
the Dark Claw.
The Dark Claw, not the Dark Claw. It's actually just at Dark Claw 643, right?
If you want commissions and commissions like the ones you see on the channel, feel free to DM me.
Commission this man. He needs work and money. Most specifically, the money part. Kaus, streaming, right?
Yeah.
Streaming tomorrow. Twitch.tv/FighterCast. 4 p.m. Also on Friday at 4 p.m.
And for those of you who don't want to go to Twitch, YouTube won't let me until I get a certain amount of subscribers.
Yep. So go subscribe to Fighter Cast on YouTube
for that.
to get his subscriber count up higher, so he can do
me
streaming.
And Soundout to be on YouTube instead.
Yes. And Wheels, you can find him nowhere. He's never online. Not a single.
Aha.
You can find him on Twitter.
Twitter and YouTube. You can go watch my old content until Soundout has time to help me.
Yep. All right. thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks everybody. Thanks for the super chats that we got. Super chats make me happy because I always will focus on those. So if anyone ever wants to like ask a question and it's not coming through, super chat it. I won't ignore it. I promise. I don't try to ignore people. It's just chat gets
And
busy.
if you give them a certain amount of money, we get some too.
This is true.
Oh, that's true.
On that note, see y'all next week at 5 p.m. Eastern. Enjoy whatever videos I come up with for this week because I don't know yet. So, goodbye.